Ta-da! Welcome back, he's the Jimbles. Happy Monday! You know, when you hadn't seen me over the weekend, you got to be like, oh, Jimbles re-dyed his hair. Jimbles did re-dye his hair. He spent several hours on a Saturday re-dyeing his hair for a wedding because he knew there'd be a photographer at said wedding, and I'm vain. So I figured having some really good photos of that would be really good. And vain in the way that's like, I still don't understand fashion particularly well, and I'm not interested in it either. So, well, hey Corey. And hello Luxie. I don't know, be chaos waiting for dyeing hair. Well, because I didn't have an incredible amount of time, you know? Like, invite everyone around for X amount of time and then say, alright, get it, fuck out. This is not very fair. We can do a chaos party later, don't worry. Anyway, it was pretty... I'm surprised it went so well, to be honest. I was relatively nervous. It turned out great. And then the wedding itself, fantastic. I had such a really good time over Saturday. I can't go into too much detail because some people are viewers and some people are not. But I met some online friends I've interacted with before in person, and that is always a fucking treat. Holy shit, is that great. To not only put faces to names, because this is a face that you see on the internet, but not everyone is comfortable or does that. I mean, nothing else, Dead Man, right? You see his stream every week, twice a week, Saturday and Sunday, and you never see his face. Just hear his dulcet tones, that's all. Anyway, so it was really good to meet them, and not only that, it's a wedding of some people I love very much, and they're very beautiful, very lovely. And I got to do best man things, which for this circumstance, given it was a small and more intimate wedding, the only job I had was to tackle people if they tried to propose, and then demand enough attention to give a speech. Well, it does look like I'm giving everyone the finger. And I did! I very happily demanded attention to give a short speech. Gotta keep them short, right? And then eat cake, which was fucking fantastic. Like a lavender cake. Incredible. And we had standard white people turned music playing in the background, which on several occasions had nearly everyone burst into song, which I love. And hilariously, I made it so that neither bride nor groom were late because I took the fated person to be late scenario. Not because I was there late, Emma was there on time perfectly. I was just also the person near the entrance, guiding guests to where they would needed to be. Later than I should have been, but I just had a feeling that someone was missing and I didn't want them to feel lost or left behind. And then I could escort someone. It turned out well, really. Whoops. Oh, I nearly set my pants on fire too, which was fantastic. There were candles on the ground and I stepped backward and nearly stepped on a candle. I mean, I don't intend to be that kind of center of attention, right? Ruin everything, annoy other people, like, not cool. But if there needs to be some chaos, something going wrong, it might as well happen to me, right? As best I can. I didn't manage to be the tank for the wedding bad luck the whole time. But it is a position I'd love to be in, to continue looking after, the bride and groom. It was just the ceremony as well, given they got married legally on their original wedding date. Fucking COVID, right? Anyway, it just made for a fucking fantastic weekend. That was all of Saturday. Just a bit of exercise, bit of logging into my first university online session. Holy shit. Went on for hours too. While I was dyeing my hair. And microphone and camera off. And then exercise for a bit and then bam, wedding. So Sunday I was hungover. The whole day, and I came up with a really good word for it too. My beloved wife Emma calls when she's having days, not being hungover because she doesn't drink that heavily that often, when she's having days where she just stays inside, does nothing like super productive and just relaxes. Says going potato, right? Going potato mode, and that's really good. Given she is a great lover of potato, I think this suits really well. I had another term for it. Cave bear. So I just decided I'd go caveman for the whole day. All I wanted to do was pace my little enclosure and eat snacks. Maybe occasionally pat a bat with my big bare paws at some sort of small mammal if it was running around nearby. And then just entertain myself, enrich myself with the available toys. That's all I did all day. It was fantastic. You see, Luxie, you're also not wrong. I don't know how gauche it is, really, to compliment your wife's loving on stream with such a public face, but honestly, top notch. Certainly a good team in that way. Hey, look at this. Ta-da! I think it's time for some pillars, right? Making an assumption. Yeah, well... Again, the internet, so I can't be too specific, but you have her contact details. If you want to ask any questions, just go ahead. That's all I'm doing. Like, God, I hope Emma doesn't get annoying DMs. Pillars of a very long time. Pillars of a line at the DMV. I mean, we don't even have a Department of Motor Vehicles here in Australia. Pillars of waiting at Centrelink. Pillars of your call is important to us. Pillars of being on hold to the COVID people. Yes, fuck, I remember that. Holy shit. I think I was 3 hours or so? And that's not even the longest out of the people I know. Yeah, I don't even think we have that line anymore. I don't even think we message people. Oh, we were still talking to people in here, weren't we? That's all right.
Clear skies.
He tilts his head as he watches you. His eyes unblinking. Yeah, 6. Holy shit. What exactly is the Brass Citadel? He hesitates, looking at you as if the answer is obvious.
It's a trading post, of course.
Your trading post has high walls, cannons, and guard towers?
Anything worth building is worth protecting.
I'm going to ask you again.
It's a trading.
What do you trade?
Powhatan is rich in saltpeter, copper, and a few other profitable minerals. We generally trade for food and timber, which grow poorly in the rough country.
This is cordial. It is mostly lime cordial with a touch of fruit cup. It tastes mostly like Mountain Dew. And looks like it.
The Valians have become aggressive competitors in recent years, but our ships were plying the seas long before the Republic's declared independence.
It's luminescent because my webcam has a ring light.
We learned the value of defending our goods and ships long ago.
He smiles placidly. Okay, so I think we actually already asked those questions of him, even though the game isn't telling us so. We're in the Royal Deadfire Company.
Pyro cheats, I'm telling you.
It's impossible to cheat at Hazatoa.
He acts like he's gonna do one thing, then he does something else.
Isn't that just
That's
bluffing?
called strategy. And don't you work for Atsura?
Well, you suck at the game then, dude. We spoke to the Admiral. It has the horrifying radioactive glow. Yeah, but it's tasty. Both Mountain Dew and the cordial. Oh, I got a cool present from Emma last night, and I'm going to show it to you during the break when I make myself a cocktail. It's not a particularly interesting, like, new or fascinating cocktail, but you will, yeah, you'll see. You'll see, don't worry. And...
Ishi, how much of the captain's hardtack have you eaten? You're gonna make yourself sick again, foolish bird.
Oh, adorable. Thank you. We actually died, well, Vela died a couple of times here in Vela's Fall. I mean, the Brass Citadel. And then we found there's a powder house here, and they won't let us in. And we got a drink in the officers' lounge. And we spoke to Imperial Command. And that's about it for this part of the city. We can't do most of the quests here yet. An orphan dog? Oh, Not for long. Hey, Pez, what's on your mind, pup? 10% damage with melee attacks. Melee attacks extra crit. That's great. Wow. That's a very useful dog. Dogs don't have to be useful to be loved. I'm going to cram so many pets
Learning a lot.
into the menagerie as soon as we go back to the ship. And you know what? We're going to go back to the ship right now. Time to leave. We're going to try and find Pallegina or the docks, and then we're getting the fuck out of here. We spent 3 or 4 episodes of this stream in Neketaka. Now, I like...
Nui leads us, but he represents all of Route Tai.
Then must he put his name on everything? Price share is simpler.
Secretary, Gullet, Serpent's Crown, Periki's Overlook, Queen's Birth. To say this from a place of affection. And some more. Yeah, well, you're welcome.
Are we gonna fight someone? I wanna throw the first punch.
Vela. A group of Punjabi soldiers approach you from the streets. Now, I like the Punjabi, so they're anarchist pirates, of course I do. But let's see what they have to say.
Entree. A moment.
Hello, Telefor. A tall, wiry man blocks your path. He wears a sly smile as one might wear their most comfortable trousers.
I saw you speak to my dear amico Degnos, so I thought to myself, why, Talfor, you must meet him too.
I read about him or a small group of kith, well armed and armored. I've read your letter. Your penmanship is terrible. I'm embarrassed for you.
I am wounded.
Blush colours his cheeks, and he chuckles, the back of his hand held against his mouth. Maya and Teko love that.
But what did you think of its contents, Quay?
What reason do I have to trust you with my thoughts?
Have you had the unique pleasure of meeting Aveta? Degnos would not be the first to abandon her crew.
He plays with a knife at his waist and smiles grimly.
A little revenge would not be amiss, I think.
Revenge can take many meanings. What's yours?
It is not revenge on Aveta I want, but her cargo.
He turns to his hand, regarding the many rings on his fingers.
We'll spare her, so long as she surrenders, of course. If she seeks a fight, who am I to refuse her?
So, hey everyone in chat. Just a quick rundown what's happening here. Degnos was a very useless sort of pirate child who was meeting with some other pirates at the bathhouse. He took his satchel in, he got nice and high on steam, and then met with the people and left his satchel there. Well, he got kicked out. As we walked past, he said, "Hey, could you go get my satchel?" And we're like, "Okay." And then we got it, learned that he's going to betray someone, his old captain, and then we left. Now this guy is like, yeah, so the fucking idiot. Yeah, he was, exactly. Like, so he was like, "Don't look at it." So of course we looked at it. This guy's like, "Okay, so you know the plans, and you know the idiot child who fucked up. What are you going to do about it?" And I want to know what you want to do about it. So, choose 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1. I have no intention of interfering with your plans. I will return Degnos' satchel and be on my way. Or 2. I don't expect such whining from pirates. 3. I imagine Aveta will have some choice words about this. Or 4. You will see justice for this. Love just attacking people offhand. Yelling, "You'll see justice for this," and then killing them for no reason. I also don't remember whether we have any pro or anti-Aveta vibes on us. But we do have Telefor here, who seems to be pretty nice. At least funny. He's still definitely a pirate. Let's choose 2 then. Didn't expect such whining from pirates. I know Corey's likely to be busy.
Perhaps I have been overlong with the Principi, who value fair play in a way villains do not.
and twists his face into a sneer, idly thumbing a dagger at his belt. Well, looks like we've got a series of choices, 1, 2, or 3 now. And there's 1, sure, I'll do exactly what I said, give the satchel back. 2, I'm going to betray you and tell Vela. And 3, I'm going to kill you. For no particular reason. Two again for a Corey. Alright, 2. I imagine Vela will have some choice words about this.
A shame, then, that you will not live to hear them.
Talfor draws his weapon, and his companions do the same. Alright. Oof. Slightly higher level than we expected, too. Vela, stay back, please. Maya, open by shooting this gunpowder barrel, which will deal with this wizard quite handily. See if we can aim this perfectly to get the bird. Yep, perfect. Meantime, bird, go get him. Oh, jeez. Poor Yidwin went down real fast. See if we can get the mind blades off before she explodes and dies. Really love that gunpowder barrel to go off.
It does nothing.
Not now, Edwin!
There's something that's every day.
Oh, there we go. Well, the gunpowder barrel didn't exactly blow up, did it? Hey, Slam. Can we get a...
Not exactly what I was going for.
No penetration on those. That's no good. Telfor's quite dangerous.
I'm feeling the strain.
Aloth is suffering.
That's how it's gonna be.
Aloth got wounded.
Might as well be hitting the water.
See if we can knock down.
What's this?
He's out of his form already. We can hit 2 of them this way without hitting Slam.
Scar.
Show him how it's done.
Party diminishes.
Come on.
Jehu, this isn't the bathhouse.
I don't think we're gonna make it through. Maya crit for an explosion. That's very good. No more ranger abilities there. Just quickly use a bit of second wind. We didn't make it. We can try it again. The barrel should have exploded. What I think I'm going to do is actually not get Maya to shoot it with the arquebus, which should make it explode. Dramatically, that's what should happen.
Ventre. I saw you speak to my but what did
yeah?
you think of its con? Have you had a little revenge? It is not will spare. Perhaps I have been over a shame that
What if we get Aloth to instead cast a fireball, right? Dramatically, that's exactly how that should go. I don't think we can... No, not quite wide enough to get all the barrels. He's trying to move. There we go, that's better. That'll blow that up. We're gonna just deal with this a little more strategically. Blindness and freeze, perfect. Maybe. Maybe not then. Let's just do Mind Blades. We won't be able to knock them all down the way I want. Vela looks like she's in combat, which is not going to turn out well. Let's try and whisper a treason them. Okay, so it probably wasn't the most efficient way to do it, but boy, was it funny. Whisper of Treason works, and now we've got a cut for it outside, that helps.
Makes no difference.
Right here. Sure.
Show him how it's done.
Getting... oh, that worked. Getting a lot of damage on us. A little bit further up, we can get one of these out. Priest is going to go down soon, I'd say. Pain Link might have been useful, but too late now. Okay. Lost weapon.
What's that? Watch me, mother!
Excellent. We got him. Once the barrels cooperated, took it a little bit more seriously, we came out okay. And hey, boots of evasion, fine swords. Oh, was essentially worth it. Poor Edwin took a second wound. They're just too dangerous. Maybe we could stop and have a nap somewhere too. Jeez. I think when we get back to the ship, we are essentially napping anyway. You know, it's a safe space. Sail for like a day and we're totally fine. I mean, you'd hope the place you're going to spend a long time of days. Like, the place you're going to spend several days, several months at sea. It should be comfortable and lovely. And load. Show me Queensbirth. Good evening.
Most birds I've seen leave quite a mess. How is his Shiza so tidy?
He isn't. In fact, he likes to hide his droppings between grimoire pages.
Just when I thought I needed to relax my personal boundaries.
I bet my tongue kind of hurts.
Does it?
You return. Can I be of service?
I'm sorry, I kind of hoped we'd have a way to get you your job back at the bathhouse, but if there is, well, you don't know it. Also kind of expected to find Palagina just waiting at the dock, but I guess not. Otherwise I would have left earlier. And show me the open sea. You like that? I do. Burned Book of Law. Quest item. The binding of this tome reeks of smoke. What few pages remain are crinkled and black. Based on the few chapter headers that survived the fire damage, this might have been a book of antiquated laws. Now it's nothing more than a charred relic of authority. Open book.
You crack the spine of the old book, revealing blackened pages of dense, illegible text. The words recede into the shadows the longer you focus on them.
What is this?
Suddenly, the page widens to eclipse the world around you. A dark void stretches out on all sides. The air full of choking fumes that carry dying embers and curling flakes of ash.
Call out. Hello? Is anyone there?
Something stirs in the darkness. An old woman steps forward, leering down at you from on high. Her smile is toothy and cruel. Her cheeks warp around it like melted candle wax.
Hello there.
I'm so glad that my messenger tracked you down. These days it's impossible to find good help.
What? Okay, she just kind of, like, the figure just walked onto my gangplank right as I tried to leave. Woedica.
Watcher, before you draw your weapon, know that these proceedings are under a banner of peace. If this was a trap, it would have already closed around you.
What with the smoke and ash and flames? It makes sense, Luxie. You didn't make a bad assumption.
While Bareth whispers in one ear and Aethys shouts in the other, I thought you could use a more seasoned perspective to drown out the noise.
So you dragged me to a blistering inferno?
This is but a small corner of the beyond. One that I use for privacy and contemplation, when I need to get away from the endless chatter.
One of her titles is The Burned Queen.
Don't you find it unusual how open and accessible my siblings have made themselves? After millennia of subdued whispers, now they practically scream their intentions.
That's a decent question, right?
And isn't it strange how we never bicker unless a mortal is watching?
Is it? You tell me.
I would never deny that our pantheon is emotional, willful, and prone to overreaction. But we didn't get this far arguing over minutiae. If we still possessed our glorious titans, my siblings and I would have put an end to Aethys and his rampage by now.
Your titans?
While we are powerless to stop him, some of my kin wish to observe how mortals respond to
Very
this
good,
threat.
Luxie.
They think it will shine a light on the value of our patronage. Have we raised you well enough to be self-sufficient? Or must we return to Eora and impose some corrective measures?
And what if we prove ourselves? What then?
What indeed? That would depend on which of us you ask. A cross-section of society has converged on the Deadfire. Some of my kin are of an opinion that we are meant to judge mortals on the basis of their performance, while the rest of us have already made up our minds on the matter.
Well, let's use our skill. Insight, baby. So why do I get the feeling you're trying to convince me of something?
Judge for yourself. But I think you'll find my intentions are more straightforward than you think. When we ascended to godhood, we did so to provide for a savage people. Our goal was to craft a society whose values were made to last. Perhaps even a society that had no need of us. A naive fallacy, but one that inspired my optimistic, misguided kin.
Bam! Look at that. Why does Woedica... Like, do you believe her? What do you think? That's a decent fucking question. And also, oh, really fascinating. I know this is not the only pantheon that does this, but explicitly created divinities who have, if she's not lying, an inbuilt desire to make themselves unnecessary. Interesting.
How you and your allies counter this threat will demonstrate whether you are competent enough to guide your own destinies, or if we need to revise our strategy.
The fuck do you mean? What'll happen if you, like... Aethys walked on the world, like, once before and it was not good.
The soft-hearted among us are counting on you to win this existential wager. No doubt, Aethys shares their sympathies. I do not. We exist to rule over mortals. Nothing can change that.
Okay, well now we know what Woedica wants.
So now you know the truth. I assume you have questions.
I want to talk about the wheel and the rise to godhood.
The wheel is our shared responsibility, and each of us serves it in our own fashion. I am the axle upon which the gods balance their power.
Sure, Boudica.
Aethys keeps the wheel in motion. He was our promise to mortals that time and labor would yield a deserving reward on the next turning of the cycle.
How exactly does the wheel function?
Much of reincarnation's mechanism exists in the idea space of the beyond. You wouldn't find a wall of cogs and levers unless we conjured one to illustrate a point. The wheel has but one material component in all of Aora. Something we built to channel essence through luminous Adra and into the beyond with reliable continuity. Before we intervened, the flow of essence was directionless, unpredictable. We succeeded in widening the gap, diverting it, giving it an efficient path to follow.
Bam! And this is a very important thing to know, so congrats, Luxie. We got vaguely lower viewership tonight, and that's okay. Pillars is a heavy game to have on a Monday night, that's for sure. And that's why I encourage everyone to remember the VODs! Shout out to our friends in the VODs. Maybe we're at the end of the game and you're coming back to point out... You're coming back because I said, hey, remember, episode 8, I said this is a thing, it's important to remember. Reincarnation exists before the gods. It is a natural part of Aora. And that's fascinating because clearly they're taking responsibility and claim for reincarnation almost entirely, though they will admit that it happened before them, right? That's a really important thing to remember. Also, Josh Sawyer and other writers of Pillars have actually stated this is one of their bigger regrets with Pillars 2, that they did not make it explicitly clear that reincarnation existed before the gods were created by the Inquisitors. Okay? Yeah. Important. Also, Lexi, that's real sweet. No. So, yeah. Reincarnation existed before you, so why not just leave it alone?
Before we took control of the wheel, reincarnation was error-prone, lacking forward momentum. Hollowborn were fairly common, and hardly the worst of the soul maladies.
Jeez. Hollowborn were common, huh?
Control gave us the power to strengthen the souls of intelligent kith over generations. We made you wiser, stronger, more likely to develop the society we thought you deserved. Every turning of the cycle demonstrated the righteousness of my belief. Nature begets chaos, and discipline begets perfection.
How did the Inquisitors become gods?
At the height of our power, we recognized the potential of the soul. We knew that it could be bound, split apart, diverted like a river, and hammered together. Hammering was trivial.
It's trivial.
Those of us who agreed with the Apotheosis Project, and many who did not, submitted to a violent and horrible erasure of our individuality.
1, that's fucking awful. And 2, many who did not. Imagine that. Imagine the concept of divinities that tried to go through apotheosis and failed. What were they the divinities of? So many big questions in this game.
After the dust settled, we adopted the forms of beings from Aora's most prevalent myths. There were other faiths and legends, but we labored to strike their names from history.
And that's a big one for me too. Do you think there are other divinities across the oceans, far away? Many who did not agree. That's also that's also possible, Luxie. I think that's kind of vague. It could be either. Back to my other questions.
Speak, Watcher. It isn't every day that I open myself to these communions, so spend your breath wisely.
Why did you choose to confide in me?
Whether knowingly or unintentionally, you seem to find yourself on the vanguard of change. Mortals like you come but once in a lifetime. Some would react poorly if I stripped mortals of their freedom without giving them a chance to plead their case. You have the honor of standing tall as their advocate.
Oh, Slam Shadows, responsibility falls heavily on your tiny, tiny shoulders.
Before I return to Aora and assume my position as your deserving tyrant, you have this opportunity to prove me wrong. To demonstrate whether or not mortals are responsible enough to claim their future.
You speak as if we don't have a chance.
You speak as if you do.
The thing about divinities is that they are tied to what they embody. They can be frustrating to talk to for your players, who are, of course, feeling like one of the most important characters in the universe, and some of the most important people moving about in the setting. They have the most agency, so why are they not the most important? When you're talking to powerful people, divinities, but also kings, politicians, rich merchants, people with a lot of power and who are used to using that power a lot, it's a bit jarring to your players, because sometimes that agency is gone, and your tabletop role players sometimes don't adjust to that power dynamic shifting particularly well. And that's actually why I really like it. I love that moment. I love coming up against Mordecai here. I like pointing out to her where she's like, she's a, we say to her, you speak like we don't, you know what's going to happen. You speak like we don't have a chance. And then just being the divinity of the tyrant, she says, yeah, well, you speak as if you do. Like, I'm going to be resolute. I'm not going to change who I am. You can't convince me otherwise. And all of that it serves a couple of purposes, very important purposes in your role-playing games. One of them could be, what if you do change their mind? That's only going to be impactful and powerful if you've spent several sessions or a couple of conversations thinking that it is going to be impossible. If it just happens, then what's the build-up? Why is it important? It's about as if it's just rolling the diplomacy check, it's about as easy as convincing someone to give you a slightly greater reward or reduce the price of your beer at the tavern. How do you do the narrative tension? Like this. And in the end, we can make it even more striking that another divinity will change its mind just by talking to Wadaka here for a while, and have the rest of them set in their ways.
Mortals have precious little time to decide for themselves. Will they stand together as one, or swallow their pride and bend a knee? I have every confidence that you will disappoint us. Once my position is upheld, the undecided among the gods will embrace my plan.
The gods think my actions can prove their point about mortal society.
Prove it or disprove it, yes. I never agreed to this arrangement, but if your example demonstrates mortal ineptitude, as I trust it will, then I can make the plan serve me. An assertive minority of gods believe that your choices will prove the value of their wild optimism. As if mortal collaboration and ingenuity are endorsements of our leadership. Then there are those of us who know better, who are not so easily convinced.
Wadaka, and through her the writers are very explicitly not telling you who supports what. This can be a tool to adjust the future, like in a future state when you do find out who believes what, you can change it depending on whether you want to, if you have an idea of which divinities will support which plan, or it also just adds a bit of tension because you don't know who you can trust or what opinions they have.
Kith are vulnerable, unless they submit to the destiny we chart for them. Thinking otherwise can only breed dissent and chaos.
Tell me about this enlightened society you once wanted.
It was an ambitious plan, our utopia. Perhaps too ambitious. We ascended to power, responding to a need inadequately satisfied. Assuming these roles gave us the authority to mold Aora over time, to influence you and lay the groundwork for a society yet to come.
This is a hell of a statement, right?
On the outset of the play, some believed that mortals would outgrow us, as if that was a favorable outcome. To me, our eternal pantheon was always a critical fixture.
And this allows, like, yeah. Having organizations with multiple characters act solely as monoliths, where they all agree all the time, reduces nuance and interest. Here, now, I'm curious about which divinities want what. Like, as bitchy as Margaret is, and how we have a bad opinion of Margaret, it does kind of seem like Margaret wants to temper and improve people, because that's kind of her whole shtick, until you don't need her anymore, right?
Aethys was one of those who supported mortals, while I have always been their most vocal critic.
How would you have even recognized that ideal society?
A valid, self-defeating question, and one which I posed often. We assumed that they, whoever they were, would reveal themselves to us. Rational government would rule in our stead, leaving churches vacant.
But they're still interfering anyway.
Thanks to Aethys, we're pulling the dough from the oven before it's had a chance to fully rise. You unfortunate bastards never had the chance to prove me wrong.
Why do the other gods tolerate your opposition?
Opposition can take many forms. If a church embraces and weaponizes my doctrine, that is very different from me rampaging as a titan. Aethys is not known for subtlety. Twice now, he has contaminated the purity of our experiment, and done so with extravagant displays that undermine our authority.
Wodaka is also speaking quite fervently, but we've got points here to say. What the fuck? You call what Theos did subtle?
His approach was sophisticated, indirect. I owe you no explanations on the matter.
Perfect characterization. Just pointing out that particular line is a perfect example of good writing.
Besides, you are not worthy to speak his name.
Is that affection for your subject?
I am the counterpoint to the soft-hearted. It makes no difference if mortals pass some arbitrary test. My mind is settled on the matter. Regardless of my feelings, the timing of this crisis forces us to accelerate our schedule. Final judgment comes sooner than any of us would prefer.
Doesn't this social engineering plan seem counterintuitive?
You mean gods crafting a godless world? Naturally.
Not quite. I also mean you're still interfering a lot.
My siblings desired to influence mortals and steer them in a proper direction, even if that direction led to places we could not follow. I have no intention of being left behind. Society would unravel without its queen to impose strict order.
What happens if someone proves you wrong?
If our pantheon found that mortals had cultivated a perfect, lawful system to maturity, I would not voice a word in protest. I would merely stand aside and await the inevitable collapse.
Define perfect lawful system.
Mortals need us. I know this as well as I know myself. Even a lawful and responsible society would be poised to collapse as long as its architects and strongest adherents were mortal. Any satisfaction that my siblings derived from their little experiment would be short-lived, and it would fall to me to clean up after their mess.
So you're right even when you're wrong. Got it.
Make no mistake, Watcher. In this, I cannot be proven wrong.
Back to my other questions.
You have learned much already. Only ask if you are ready for the truth.
Has your opinion of mortals changed at all?
Nothing you've done has tarnished it utterly beyond repair. You may congratulate yourself on that much, at least.
We'll speak again.
Yes, I think we will. This is not the end of our discussion. You know how to find your way back to this place.
Wotica nods stiffly. You feel her presence drift as a breeze, rustling as it goes.
Goodbye. Fun, dramatic, interesting, scary. It's just good to go through this process, to talk to divinities. I think divinities themselves are fascinating. No wonder people have written so many stories, books, shows, all around the idea of what are they? What motivates them? Why are they interesting? And this game, Pillars of Eternity, clearly spends so much time on the idea because it's the main conceit of the game. Like, we're working on this to try and tell you they're not just there. I feel like divinities in many other settings are just there. They're not doing anything important. They're not showing you something new. And when you interact with them, they're mysterious and they have their own plans and they don't treat you respectfully and... yeah. You know? And that's not bad. I don't hate that. Like, it's just kith meat. Kumarel, too. -2. Slab of kith meat. Its resemblance to pork is uncanny. It would take a brave or perhaps deranged soul to explore the subtleties of its flavour and texture. We've also got Worthless Idiot, who's a novice navigator and nothing else. And Berta, the helmsman, who's a cook and helmsman. And Eld Imgrim. Now, our ship doesn't have any space for anyone else. We've actually got these 3 people just resting at the moment. But we do have nice hull and sails. I did not buy any new cannons. The menagerie. Ah, we can put the menagerie in. Perfect. Permanently equip the menagerie to the compensation, and the captain's quarters. We'll probably have to buy new ones if we get a new ship. I'm happy with that. Oof. Let's go onto the ship. Obviously, I like the divinities, and I feel like they really make the setting, and I took them as inspiration from my own, at least partially. I gave them a different beginning. There's Mother Sharprock. She trots along beside you, tail her all time. You can talk to...
Kara, what do I owe the pleasure?
You can talk to your companions on the ship as well. Oh, well, thank you, Luxie. Yeah, the Fandom.com website. Fandom.com generally don't have good... I could talk about this for a while. Fandom.com bought up a large amount of wikis and made them strictly worse. Motherfuckers. And then put ads on it. A lot of ads. Oh, capitalism ruins everything. Those of us who agreed to the Apotheosis Project, many who did not, submitted to a violent and horrible erasure of our individuality. Okay, yeah, so those who did not agree had to suffer to a violent and... See, I thought it was those who agreed to the Apotheosis Project, those who survived the Apotheosis. Yeah, exactly, so I agree. And remember, specifically, Wotica did speak about the hammering of souls, so I think they had to take soul energy from... The Angwithans took soul energy from people who were not willing, to turn themselves into divinities. Oof. I wanted to ask about Prince Orihi's interest in the black market.
Akira, what say?
Tekehu folds his arms and gestures for you to continue. Where do you fit into the prince's plan?
Haruihi would not have told you the entire story. There is a good reason. Whatever is happening in the gullet, I believe that water shapers are at the center of it.
He turns away in disgust. Pirate shipping, they're bringing food in and extorting locals.
Let me explain. When water shapers are not attending to their duties, they are dispatched into the city.
Takehu spits into his palm. Concentrating, a small puddle rises to take the form of a tower.
Neketaka's great sculptures require some maintenance to hold their form.
He passes his other hand over the miniature, sharpening its edges, adding detail and definition.
Unless you are Ngati's chosen, Myru keeps a tight leash.
Closing his palm into a fist, the tower collapses.
One evening, I snuck out and followed a group of shapers. I expected to find myself in Serpent's Crown.
He's resourceful, and Maya likes that. Which is funny, because the two of them generally don't get along.
And to my surprise, they went down to the gullet.
You think they're up to something illegal?
We are not forbidden from entering the gullet, but it is simply not done. If they have broken the Crown's law, I simply want to know how and why.
He crosses his arms and aims a petulant look elsewhere. Why was this so unexpected?
There are no water sculptures in the Raparu district.
Of course not. You don't let your lower classes have beauty.
The Crown only flaunts our power where it can be displayed for foreigners.
Well, I mean, he kind of agreed with me there. He smooths back his hair and sighs.
At least, a better class of foreigners than the type who frequent the gullet.
Back to my other questions.
You have questions? Ikera, I have answers.
Takeru opens his palm and gestures for you to speak freely. The Kahanga royalty seem very taken with you.
Between the Crown and the Guild, Neketaka has high hopes for Ngati's chosen son, I say.
Takeru smooths back his hair with both hands as he gathers his thoughts.
If Ngati had not blessed me, I say the goddess touched me for more than enriching one tribe, glorifying one island.
Takeru bites his thumbnail and sighs. I can tell you don't want to be anyone's savior.
Ikera, yes.
Takeru draws in a deep breath and nods, savoring your words.
I say there is me, Takehu, and there is the Takehu others would make like a coconut husk doll.
Okay, well I need to adjust my pronunciation. It's Takehu. Takehu, got it.
The more I try to be the Takehu I know I am, the harder I am constrained. What say?
He brings his gaze to meet yours. No one should pressure you to be something you're not.
But it is the adoring people who made Takehu the savior of the tribes.
He shrugs, sighing.
Many think that I have a duty to the Hawana. I say I am the only one unconvinced.
You're being strangely dismissive with your worth.
I only dismiss what others would make of me. Ikera, I know what I am.
Hesitating at first, Takeru envelops a hand into his, the scales along his palm both prickly and warm. Just as it seems he will break away, instead he leans in closer.
I know how I seem. We did not have this word, conceded, before Adirans landed on the Isles. If Ngati had not touched me, I wonder if anyone would care.
Takeru seems ready to say more. He stops himself and releases you from his grip. The world around you darkens, and once again you feel an insistent tug for your attention, the pull centering from Takeru's soul. Surrender to the sensation. Once again you find yourself in Ondra's waterlogged hall of power. The tired swing of the bioluminescent chandeliers cast uneven rays of light down on her court.
Poor boy. He has it backward, as usual.
The silky, distant voice asserts itself in your thoughts.
I did not choose him so that he could do great things. I chose him because talent should be fostered toward any end.
Sadness and regret creep into her tone, but something about them rings falsely to your ears.
How fortunate that you are here to set him on the right path. I know you won't disappoint.
You hear a smile in her words.
Apologies. I say I never miss an opportunity to talk about myself.
The presence withdraws, leaving you unsteady on your feet. Oblivious, Takeru offers a broad, showy smile. Let's be off. Okay, so that's different and interesting, and, like, I teased you, Loxy, right? I said, you love this sexy man, and he turns up and he's arrogant, right? Of course he's arrogant. Some dude turns up and he needs to make a strong impression because he knows he's about to be ordered by the prince to go join him on something. Right? And it works. It's important. And he comes with us. And then we spend a little bit of time together. We do a couple of quests. We end up on the high seas. And now he's vulnerable. vulnerable and sensitive and oh so deep-voiced. That's why I like Takehu. Not just because he's an arrogant jerk at first. Sometimes confidence and charm come off that way. And then a little bit later, you can be who you really are. Express a little doubt. Trust in someone. Talk. Honestly. Hey, Seraphim.
Not to be telling you your business, Cap, but if we don't set sail for Deadlight, Benworth will finish his repairs and pull anchor.
Alright, well that's not news, so we'll...
Later, sure. No hurry here to ship off back to the Gentlemen of Leisure.
His left ear twitches. We'll talk later then. Maya?
Speak your mind, Captain.
No, nothing new from you. Okay. Remember, the VODs are there for you to go and take a look and learn about our companions again. What say? Bravado is a front for a vulnerable soul? Surely not, Loxy. Are you leveling a finger directly at me there? Look at the captain's quarters. Wait, I think that's captain's quarters. Look at them, they're beautiful and upgraded.
Watch and learn.
Hey, how you doing? Wait, come on.
Yeah,
What?
be right there.
Can't talk to the steward. That's interesting. I'm glad you're alive, Chipotech.
Ship life sure is an adventure, ain't it? Just think of all the places we can sail to, all the sights we could see. This is nothing like being stuck on a farm, or cloistered in the back of a temple.
Shoti wraps her sickle against her thigh as she studies the boat's layout. Satisfied by whatever she sees, she tilts her head to you with a small smile.
Tell me what's on your mind.
That's all for now.
I'm glad we talked.
Yeah, me too. Cool hat. Yeah, I don't remember. I feel like we've had a conversation with her at least at one point. She was counting the sofas. Shield sister. Gidwin, anything new?
Ado, Captain.
A Velian greeting.
Do you require my expertise?
Cool. I wanted to ask you about your work as an adamancer.
My studies?
Mm-hmm.
I cannot promise a dissertation, but I'll happily discourse upon the broader strokes.
Please enjoy the smooth voice of Ashley Johnson. And it's funny, Ashley Johnson's not doing her dramatic monologue voice the same way I give my dramatic monologue voice. See, the voice for Pillars of Eternity 1, where I got to do it far more often. And now we get to hear. Like a slightly more natural character. She's a very good voice actor, and a very good just actor in general too, so enjoy. What is your specific area of study?
You haven't read my work, then?
She chuckles quietly.
As an apprentice, I focused on, and then helped discredit, the phrenological approach.
Yeah! We love a work queen!
At the time, it seemed more difficult than I thought it should be.
Why is that?
Some of my colleagues had a vested interest in a model of the world that included an inherent hierarchy of kith.
Fuck those racists! Hell yeah, Edwin!
That some kith made more worthy receptacles for souls than others, based on the shape of their brow or the length of their ears, was apparently an idea too tantalizing to abandon.
Oh god, anyone who's got a moment, please clip this beautiful woman!
Afterwards, my interest turned to the theoretical, before shifting a few decades later to the study of parapsychological inertia.
That's fucking sick. Hell yeah. Emma is not home at the moment. Maybe she'll watch in the VODs, maybe we'll have a clip to send her. Maybe I'll make a clip myself. Psychological inertia? Isn't people thinking the same thing over and over? Do we call that anxiety disorders?
Close.
She nods appraisingly.
Parapsychological inertia. The tendency for some souls to gravitate towards familiar locales or engage in behaviors exhibited from past lives. From there, I moved on to work in metamortality, the scientific study of souls over lifetimes and the cycle of reincarnation.
I'm fucking sick. I'm still sad that you're just a sidekick and we don't have a romance with you, Edwin.
Which brings us to the present.
I would love to date a sexy vampire scientist lady. What do you hope to do with what you learn?
You set the sled before the dogs.
Ah.
Before making decisions regarding what should be done, we must first understand what is. Anything else is a dream in the dark.
So what do you hope to learn from your studies?
The truth, of course.
Smiling, she opens her palms to you.
I'm sorry that I have no simple answer for you. Embarking on inquiry with an agenda. That is how mistakes get made.
Her arms crossed, Yudwin idly taps on her elbows. Is that how you ended up dead? She exhales through her nostrils, a little more than a quiet sniff, and shakes her head.
A pleasant diversion as always, Captain. Shall we return to work?
Gudwin turns from you without awaiting an answer. I annoyed her.
Ado, Captain. Do you require my expertise?
I wanted to talk to you about, ask you about your work as an
My
animator.
studies? I cannot promise a dissertation.
What do you have to
I'm sorry,
learn?
embarking on inquiry with an agenda. That is how mistakes get made.
So you're entirely without bias.
Not at all. But I admit them.
Any idea how Aethys is moving that statue across the sea? She laughs, a flat palm covering her open mouth.
I could theorize, but given how little I've observed of him, it would be irresponsible of me to do so.
I hope we can return to this question later, when I've had you, stab the statue with your sweet rapier.
It must require incredible energy, though. Staggering amounts of soul essence. And can Audra truly be so flexible? Why does he not crumble?
She shakes her head and shrugs.
Whatever he is, however he accomplishes it, perhaps we can discover together. If the discovering doesn't kill us.
What's so important about the luminous Adra?
That depends on who you ask.
She shakes her head.
Generally, Audra conducts soul energy. Luminous Audra also stores it, however.
There you go. That's a simple definition.
Is it simply a worse conductor getting clogged by essence? Or is this indicative of a specialized function? Unfortunately, greed stymies inquiry. Rawatai and the Republics grind every ounce they find down into bath salts.
And we saw that. Not only did we jump in the bath ourselves, but we saw the luminous Adra mill. That's enough for now.
Of course, Captain.
She bows slightly at the waist. We will talk to her about it later. I don't know why there is a dragon on our ship. But there is.
Let's get a move on.
You got nothing else, Constantin?
Wonder what Pa's up to.
Okay. Adair, anything?
The children of the Dawn Stars. I wondered if we'd run into them down here.
Oh, we did.
There's someone I used to know. Just an old friend. Came out here to settle with them last I heard.
Quest?
Maybe we should ask around. See if she's still out here. Might be she can help us.
You're eager to see her, but you're trying to hide it. Why?
All right. We used to, you know.
Tell me more, Adair.
She was real loud, too. Used to have to cover her mouth or she'd get the dog howling in the next room.
That's my favorite kind.
I knew you'd understand. You're gonna like her. I got a good feeling.
Find someone who might know Adair's friend.
I'm
Yes?
safe with you, Captain. I just know it is all.
How you holding up?
It's been a while since I've been able to speak candidly with anyone, especially about the leaden key. It's unexpectedly liberating.
I'd like your thoughts on my search for Aethys.
One would hardly imagine that a colossus made of glowing Ardra could be so hard to find.
He shakes his head.
But then I suppose the gods wouldn't have chosen you if the task were easy.
You don't know the half of it, man. What do you know about the Velian Trading Company?
Well, they seem largely competent. I would feel better about that were they not run by profiteers and animancers.
He smiles wryly.
Governor Clario seemed honest and well-intentioned. So one wonders why he was stationed at such an out-of-the-way post.
He raises an eyebrow. Do you have any thoughts on the Principi?
I'd heard Deadfire had a pirate problem, but I had no idea how large it was. Or how fashionable.
You get the sense he's impressed despite himself.
Still, the only thing more dangerous than a unified pirate nation is one at war with itself. I worry about who will be caught in their crossfire.
I'd like your opinion on the Juana leadership.
The Queen seems to operate with a light hand on the tiller, so to speak.
He tugs at the edge of his sash, thinking.
And I think that's a good thing.
That is a very obvious split between whether you get Aleph to join and reform the Leaden Key, or rejoin and reform the Leaden Key, or destroy it. Don't you think?
What the Deadfire needs is someone who can lead its people without smothering them.
What do you make of the Royal Deadfire Company?
I think they're one of the most ordered and deliberate organizations I've ever seen.
Dale likes that because he's anti-leaden key.
And I don't entirely trust that. Not after the leaden key.
Yeah. Did you ever make it back to Adia?
As a matter of fact, I did.
He brightens.
I saw my mother for the first time in years.
There's a lightness in his eyes and in his posture that you've never seen before when speaking of his family. How is your mother?
She was well. She'd been living with her Thane for quite some time. I don't think she'd been to see my father since I left.
He fidgets with the hem of his garment, looking distractedly at something on the ground.
I used to blame her for her long absences. For not intervening directly with my father.
Remind me, what happened with your father?
He was an exacting man with a violent temper. One that often found its outlet in me.
His face pales a shade. I'm sorry, Aloth.
It was decades ago now.
He smiles wanly.
I'm just pleased I could come to a better understanding with my mother. I realized that she was torn between two demanding roles. And two demanding men.
He looks back up at you. Well, if this was still a dare, this could be a lot more fun than that actually sounds.
I used to resent her for failing to protect me. But I understand now that her absence is what allowed me to grow.
I don't know, Aloth. The problem and the fault lies with your father. The growth lies with you.
Intentionally or not, she gave me the space I needed to learn a degree of independence.
It was her responsibility to take better care of you.
Was she also responsible for my father's drunken rages? His impossible expectations?
He shakes his head. No, Aloth.
She was caught against him too. Besides, I think she tried to help me. In her own way.
Did you see your father? He shakes his head and his lips press tightly together.
It's one thing to forgive my mother for her absence. Quite another to excuse him.
Can you remind me what the situation was between your parents?
My father was steward to an earl in the Seathwood. My mother entered into a hamnig with a thane when I was very young.
Minor noble generally serves under an earl or earlu.
I think they must have loved each other once, but I recall little evidence of it.
Sounds like a good trip then.
It was.
That's all. See you, buddy. We'll catch you later. Still can't talk to the steward. Captain's quarters has got a very minor upgrade, not a significant one. Here's a menagerie. I could swear you could put the pets in here. But hey, there's a lot of cats running around. It's still pretty good. I don't know why Hamnig isn't, and it really could help because it's like a formal pseudo-marriage. Spur captains after us. And a quick save, and then try and see if we can take them down. You are being pursued. It's been a little while since we've done a naval combat, so let's give that a go. Remember, this is done almost entirely through these text adventures. We can see that it is 274 meters ahead of us and pointed in that direction. It could fire at us. We can move people around by using a report to action, turn in each direction, hold still, move at full speed or half. We can also charge to get onto their ship. Here we are. The compensation leaps forward. Continue turning. Excellent. Distance closed. They're staying completely still. We turn to the side. Now they're on our right. And they fire at us. 2 cannons, 1 miss, 1 hit. Let's see what happens when we fire our cannons. We've got a 65% chance to hit. We've got ideal range of 150 to 400, so we're right in our ideal range. Let's fire. Now, I'm not reading out all the text because, again, it will get very, very boring. Hit for 7 damage in 1 miss. So, we're ahead, but they've got more hull than us. Moving forward. So, it takes a couple of turns until you can fire again, because depending on your type of ship, it can take a bit longer to, like... Why can't I fire? I actually thought I could. Maybe I think I fucked up. Alright. Well, we can fire. Fire starboard cannons again. I don't know why we've got worse aim. Whatever. Missed. Well, 2 hits. It's not bad. Pain neg. Is it? Yeah, they fire at us too. It's behind us. Move them around because we actually wounded them, which is pretty good. Yeah. Why can't I fire? It's very weird. Oh well. Just turning around and around. Fire the starboard cannons again. Oh, because we don't have any cannons on that fucking side. Holy shit. Okay, well that explains it. That'd be really bad. So my strategy worked if we had more cannons. We're dealing with their crew, like their reserves. Honestly, we can just hold position for a bit. Because there's no reason trying to rotate around. Oh, one of our crew members are injured. Terrible. Shit. Accidentally pressed the wrong button. 50% chance to hit. Alright, this is getting old. Give no quarter charge. Compensation will be exposed to raking fire, you'll take some damage. No, on second thought. Actually, you know what we can do? Which we should always do first. Ram. Once they get too close, like, they can't... 40 meters away. They honestly can't fire at us particularly well. Ramming speed. There you go. Distance closed by 40. They were 15 away, so bam. We did 11 damage and they dealt 8 to us. So they're still up pretty high. Now, we get to go to other combat. Yeah. It's kind of satisfying to do, like... I don't know. The most satisfaction I get out of it is when you're wrecking them. You go really fast and really hard and knock them down with your powerful cannons. Also, you'll notice that Shirty and Seraphim, Constantin and Adair are here and fighting. They're just not controllable by us right now. Also, we didn't rest, I guess, so Yudwin is perhaps in danger. So, everyone, AI is on active. Please use your intelligence. Now, you I need the most to pull out the returning storm. Anyone who walks over to us is going to get owned. There's a dare flanking and getting backstab damage as well. Zapped with that. Seraphim and Shodi will be able to take care of them there.
And that's how it's done.
Get a zappy zap off. And these slavers will go down real fast.
Yes?
Yes, they will. Concussive missiles. You deal a little AoE damage. A Takeo will kill him.
Not possible.
And perfect. Got him down. So picking up all those companions make that quite a bit easier too, right? Haim has suffered charges sin. Oh no, but a lot of us came directs. It's very good. We're at max morale, so we don't actually need to share coins with them. But I'm pretty pleased that we managed to steal a bunch of Mariner's porridge and fire kelp. Lovely. Hey, we need the money. I'm exceptional artist. There. It also says, hey, you don't have enough space for that? I was like, you sure you don't want to take it? Like, I can't. I sincerely can't take those repair supplies. Just chill, my man. We gotta enjoy the fact that we're full up on repair supplies, even though we're about to use a bunch of them. Injured crew. Resting a healing slot? None. Hamer is injured. So we should move Hamer, right? There, our cook. Injured for 9 days. Great. It's funny because you're one of the few of them with multiple like points. Unskilled navigator. Yeah, you shouldn't be there. You're a navigator. Worthless idiot, you go there, okay? Mother Sharprock, you just rest for a bit, okay? No extra jobs for you. Our cannoneer's got better. Rumdum Rigidity is an even better deckhand now. Lovely. Now we can keep our friends well fed with stuff we stole from other people. They were slavers, you know, they were coming towards us. They deserve to be killed. The ship gets repaired slowly over time as well. Now we're not going to attack these. Parley, open trade. Even if the music is like, you're going to try and kill these people. I'm like, no, we're good, don't worry. I got a lot of shit from chat about how we straight up tried to kill everyone. Cowards. Exceptionals we'll keep. We'll get rid of some of the olds. Fine, we're okay, don't need. Alright, magic boots. 8 reflex, I should probably put that on someone. No, the pupper stays with us, thank you. And the cuters. Yeah, sell a bunch of stuff? Perfect, exactly what we need. Now, we sailed a little bit, but there's a bounty on here, so we're going to leave by foot. Bye. Let's trade. A knife for your blood and belongings. Yar! Yeah, but no, we're not mean. We just wanted to prove a point. Well, honestly, should have, like, saved and then loaded. I want to kill Nomu the Wanderer. Yeah, I love wandering around and getting 40 ale. Ale is, I think, yeah, ship morale 0. It is the neutral drink. We'll save our milk for when we need to improve morale. In the meantime, just eat some nuts, man. Just chill out. Have a good nutty time. Oh no, different nuts. Fire kelp. Fire kelp is a drug! So it should definitely give more than 0 morale, honestly. There. Fresh fruit. So you can remember when we were starting a game, I was like, the challenge thing that's like your food and water will go off. Imagine how terrible that would be now. Look at it. Look at how difficult that would be. That is insane. Well, let's search the surrounding area. Survival, eh? Well, Maya, sounds like you. The statue and surrounding area is clean and maintained. Locals likely visit the shrine infrequently to keep it that way. You look around, but don't see anyone nearby. Let's approach the shrine and identify it. Oh, no one has high religion right now. Fairly up. Oh well. Craftsmanship of the statue is remarkable, but time has worn down its features. You cannot discern who the shrine is dedicated to. Well, let's continue our travels. No reason to ruin it, why would we? Camp. Drag food here to remove injuries. May I offer you an egg in this trying time? Jeez. It'd just be so much harder for essentially no reason. I don't understand. Sailing on a ship to recruit a dismiss. Oh well, maybe we should have done that earlier. This is a decent party. It's not perfectly balanced. I remember a new chat person coming in talking about playing on very hard mode. And like why don't you have a frontliner? Decent question. I'm not good at the game. Oh, barbarian, no mood wanderer. Okay, well. We know exactly how this is going to start. Send a powered up fireball at them, okay? Uh-oh. Why didn't I stealth? Okay, we got it off. That's good.
Leave it to me.
So I don't think we can use an invocation that's going to work particularly well. We don't have... No, we're going to have to wait until explode tiny white grubs. Well, one of them's going to die relatively soon, so it shouldn't be too hard.
I'll teach you a lesson.
Yes, Captain.
Hey, what are you doing? Come on, buddy. Get up here. Maya, you too. Don't make this any harder than it has to be. Okay, now let's explode a corpse with some grubs, huh?
At your service.
The alpha predator.
Gross.
Watch me, mother.
Not possible. Get as you wish.
Sorry, Druid turning into Pigman.
Give me a ring.
A ring? One to attribute in a skill determined by user's class. Just a good ring. Yes, please. Some hide armor. Neat. Love it.
Challenge.
Thanks for your stuff.
Right here.
You're wearing 2 rings. Let's go. Beep. Chameleon's touch.
I make it look better by comparison.
Very nice. Chameleon's touch. Thought it would actually honestly say what it's giving us. I got the training though. I don't like that. Alright. There we go.
I got this.
Thanks for your stuff. Is he just dead? Well, he deactivated Spirit Shift in a way that happens to druids. You know. To all of them in time, they learn. Ra Ohara. Oh, what is this? To the west of Neketaka, rolling verdant plains stretch toward the mountains. Spiked plants with bright flowers punctuate the emerald green tall grass. The occasional tree dots the landscape, broad foliage casting shade like a parasol. It crests a rise to see a group of reptilian figures, roughly 100 feet down the hill, hunched atop a broad flat stone. The shoreps chirp and squawk. Oh, let's sneak closer. Failure. Well, good job, Takehu. As you near the group, you observe a party of roughly 10 shoreps. Several are poking at grubs with long sticks under the guidance of one of their shaman. In the center of the circle, 2 of the grubs snap at one another, egged on by their shorep captors. Really? Grub fighting ring? One of the shoreps perks up, nostrils flaring, and its head twists directly towards Takehu. It parks and chirps, pointing a claw towards your companion. The small creatures produce bows and spears, which they brandish threateningly at you. Make no move to attack, however. Let's impress them with some sleight of hand. Do it, Yidwin! Uh-oh. You sure stare as Yidwin performs a simple coin trick and glance to one another in confusion. You've never seen less impressed Wilder. One shakes its head, resting a disappointed palm on its snout. Another sits down, cradling its head in its hands. Alright, well, diplomacy it is. You see there, we mean no harm. Watcher only. The shorep shaman steps forward, feathered headdress swaying. It chitters, points towards the horizon, and points towards a pouch hanging from its waist. Okay. You have no idea what it's trying to say. Damn it! Sure. The shorep roots through its pouch, glancing between you and the contents of its bag. You're not sure whether it's suspicious of you or trying to judge its own belongings. It may be both. Eventually it settles on something and withdraws it. It takes a few furtive hops towards you and sets a small dragon figurine before you and hops back. You've gained an item. Ivory worm figurine. Thank you, I'm going now. The shorebs silently watch you back away. Once you're well away, they begin chittering amongst themselves. A few turn back to their games, but others take up watch positions around the periphery of the rock. You leave the wilder behind. What a cute little thing. Thank you. We're not going there. See the skulls and the stabby sword, and you'll die if you go here, so we're not going to go there. What a surprise. I won't do it. I'm scared. Yes, correct. We sailed directly into Neketaka earlier, so we're going to take a look at Weba Otangaloa. But first, let's check out this. And this. Malkuto's canopy. You're cutting your way through the dense hilly jungles to the west of Neketaka when you stumble upon a small campsite. At first it merely appears abandoned, the two tents present have collapsed, and then you see the bodies. Two corpses, torn apart and mostly eaten, sprawl across the dark earth. Search the area. Oh, well, who? Maya? Well, actually, no. My god, Slam Shadows is better perception than the sharpshooter. The campsite has been thoroughly destroyed. The tents lie crushed as if under some giant foot. A kettle rests on its sides, very nearly caved in, and the fire has been stomped out. A handful of arrows pincushion the trees to the south of the camp. Where they've struck the trunks, the bark bears a thin layer of ice, slowly melting in the warm tropical air. Well, thanks for the assist, Aloth. Trees to the south, hunch have bent aside as if whatever caused this carnage came from and left by that direction. Let's examine the tracks. Now this will be Maya. You recognize the large, uneven, roundish tracks as those of a lurker, a massive conglomeration of carnivorous plants. You also note a wide groove down the center of the tracks. Seems the lurkers were dragging something heavy behind them when they left. Well, let's search for the presence of spirits. You focus your watch-through abilities, opening yourself to the present of any lingering essence. A vision tugs at you, dragging you forward like the rushing current of a flooded river. You see the creatures, nigh twice the height of humans, standing among the ruins of your campsite, eating the corpses of your fellows. Vines and moss hang from their amorphous, bark-covered form. Lurkers. Waves of anger and fear wash over you. Anger and fear, but also faith in Aeth has returned, and with a prayer on your lips, you fire arrows from your enchanted bow, each as cold as sleet. You hear a rushing sound to your right and turn to face it. The vision ends abruptly. Let's search for salvage. A few hides, antlers, and other trophies lie around the camp. Maya likes the fact that, we're looking for we're looting the campsite. Oh, some fangs. Nice. Antler and top. A small chest buried in a collapsed tent contains a variety of fresh foods. Oh, sugar, milk. That's quite a lot of things. Well, let's search the area again. Campsite has been... Oh, wait, we read that. Never mind. Let's bury the bodies. The dark soil is soft, and within a couple of hours you've dug a hole deep enough for the remains. You lower them to the ground and cover them, consigning them to the wheel. 2 hours pass. Alright, well, follow the tracks. The creatures seem to have put no effort into hiding their tracks, and you easily follow them deeper into the jungle. The path enters a clearing, and you almost walk into it without recognizing the danger. From the edge of the foliage you see numerous lurkers among a few bulbous dank spores. The primordials remain almost entirely still, seeming no more threatening than the trees that surround them. It's contra-magical decoy. We've learned about sneaking, haven't we? Aloth? Tentacles, please! Gently, quietly, Aloth performs a complex rite and summons something at the far edge of the clearing. It crashes loudly through the thick growth. The lurkers slowly shift and stomp away after the sound. The spores, however, remain. Summon smaller, sexier lurkers. Lurkers in the underbrush. We still have to fight the dank spores. It starts the sneaking, which is smart, because that's what we were doing, essentially. But now, let's... Worth and Wrath! I know it's not as effective. It's perhaps a different...
I feel...
Right here. That looks...
Aloth, do you mind? At least it's not attacking Vela. It could get worse, right?
Speak freely.
For the homeland. This I cannot do.
Alright.
Yeah?
Slam, are you in the way?
That's me you're hitting!
Aloth, you nearly blew up everyone for someone who complained about that. That's ridiculous. We can not hit Yidwin. Instead, let's use a more powerful version, concussive missiles, to deal with more than one. That's your job. You do AoE.
You were saying?
Yes. Very good, Maya. Send your bird, too.
Yours to command, Captain.
It's me you're hitting there!
Break upon the wheel.
God. Voicing a Aloth or a Dare would be a goddamn dream. A charmed dog? We're gonna get that dog, aren't we? We're gonna get that dog and we're gonna have a break afterwards.
A question, Watcher?
Special bow. Frost Seeker. Amazing. Pretty good, actually. Very good. We don't have anyone who uses bows. Maya technically could. Charmed dog. Trixie. 25% stride. Oh, just move fast in combat. Fantastic. And extra crit with melee. Lovely. This is why you come here. You come to rescue the dog. Which, you know, I'm happy with. Okay, quick save and then break time. We'll be back in 10, maybe 11 minutes, you know? There we are. Quick saving. I will make sure to let you continue having your Pillars of Eternity music in the background just because it's nice, you know? Otherwise, I'll be back soon. I'll see you in 10 minutes, likely to be 8:42, okay? Remember to stretch. Yeah. Okay, we're back. Just gonna make a cocktail and show it off. I was like, hey, check out these cool present from an Emma, which was a gorgeous, different kind of bitters. I actually have a yuzu lemon bitters now. I'm very happy to give that a go. But I fucked it up. I fucked the cocktail pretty badly and ran out of time. If I was a bartender, I certainly wouldn't send it out that way. No way. Just tasted bad. Not the bitters. The bitters would have been great, but I accidentally fucked up and got the yolk into my sour. So it didn't foam up very well. The simple syrup didn't taste quite right, so it was quite bitter and didn't have any complex layers to it. It seemed like the whiskey I used wasn't a normal. It wasn't a regular kind of whiskey, so it didn't complement the flavors. It had too much flavor. It had peat in it. It's not good for a whiskey sour. So, yeah. Not good. I instead have an alcohol-free, sober cerveza. It's nice, lovely. Look, if I were to serve a drink that I had fucked, I wouldn't do it on stream, okay? You come upon a flight of wide steps that descend deep into the earth. Chill air radiates from a dark doorway at the bottom of the stairs. It smells faintly of dust and cold stone. You take some time to search a burial site. Sigil of Darkness Wardstone. Search Scoria. Search Nature's Embrace. There you go. Cool necklace. Very good. We're just looting. It's not good, but we can do it. Frog. Hey, you are Sloxy. Leave by sea. We're gonna go get some bounties. We're gonna have a good time. Chornu. I don't think he wants to kill us. Not a lot of point attacking randoms. Yeah, explore the map. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, the land of lizard friends. Beggar Wifrus, the Principi San Patrona. Okay, well, what do you want with us? This clearly isn't going to turn out well, is it? Fruit and water. Well, what do you want? You are being pursued. They seriously want to attack us? Failure will result in naval combat. Okay. Not sorry, Fest. That's good. Like, the weirdest thing is, I don't know why... They are pirates, I guess. I intend to charge. Ramming speed. There you go. Hull damage. Hull damage. You want your shit done? Romantically? Not by this pirate, clearly. Just piracy. We've all seen the... You can't scare me. I'm no coward. You're gonna fucking die, buddy. Like, Adair and Constantin and Shorty and Seraphim are ready to wreck your shit. So Seraphim might be kind of annoyed that we're being attacked by pirates.
You ask too much.
Just fireball them from here. Stand back a little bit. And... all of our good pirate friends. We need to get you some better armor. Because you're not wearing any. Yeah, that's why that keeps happening.
How may I help?
This does not work.
I'm listening.
Come on, Seraphim. No, Shirley, you'll be fine. Yeah, can we knock down this guy so Shirley doesn't die? She'll be alright.
That will do, I say.
How about you get close and cast a heal over time on our friends. Nice. There we go. Slam Shredder's game to work. Hey, look at that. A new cannon. Fluxy's got a good point. It doesn't matter whether you're scared when we kill you. But that's what you get for charging at us for no fucking reason. It was stupid. Utterly stupid. And now we've got a cannon on the other side. Another dear wooden hog nose. Hog face. Hog face. Sorry. Berta, you get to rest again for a little bit. Because we've got a better cook on board. Why better cook? Better skill. You use less food. We were short a cannon, yeah. We could use one additional cannon too. Did what? Merchant, Port Mahe. We're going in this direction because like Tikawara is our next location and it's on the map as a okay, go here when you want to continue the main plot, and I'm glad it does that. That would be kind of frustrating if it didn't. But you're gonna try it, aren't you? Alright. Such a big ship too. Look, let's just board. A vast lass prepare to be boarded is a running joke. Very funny. I think it came from a bash.org, which was a quote website for IRC chats ages ago. I don't know if it still exists. I kinda hope it does. I learned many years later that, like when it was no longer really a thing, a colleague at the time was quoted on bash.org, and it's crazy because I never spent that much time messing about on chat boards. Your spell didn't seem to do much, buddy, and kind of annoyed about that. Can we rectify that by dealing a little bit of damage to Constantine, but mostly dealing with all these enemies? Look at that, that was good. Yidwin's knocked out. Yidwin's going on the bench for a bit. Not just because I can't figure out a way to keep her alive for too long. Take a brief step forward and now use this. Perfect. Heal allies? Yeah, do it. And bam. Hey, good. Shame we can't just take the fucking ship, huh? Gaining ranks and levels. Well-weathered Cormio. Hey look, another cannon. An Iron Thunderer. Thank you. Hey, we got a new follower from Mishima Sax. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're aboard. I hope to keep entertaining you with off-color comments. Okay, you're on the bench for a bit, my friend. Not because we don't like you, but just because you keep leaping into combat. And you're so... a scientist who wants to stab the enemy. Look, while I appreciate it, I'm very impressed. It is not good for your life. Your fragile undead life. I'll need to add them to the party to do that, so we'll wait for a little bit. In the meantime, let's add more rum, more water, more ale, more nuts. And a cannon. So now that we've got something that works at 200 to 500, 150 to 400, 9 Thunder deals more damage though, so... Valian Mill. Convenient meeting place of merchants. Why are we stopping here? Well, to see what the mill has, but also, I bet... Yes. And yes. I bet we can sell some of our useless junk and perhaps even find someone to kill here. Weapons, terrible pistols, terrible arquebus, a couple of spears, and daggers. Things we don't need. But make it so we're not being charged too much. Or we're just trying to make sure the ship has enough beautiful lager to live through. I like that milk gives morale as well. Wouldn't to me, that's for sure. Actually, no, it'd be delicious and I'd love it. I'd just be sad the next day. Not like how you have to pay daily wages. See how the game encourages you to loot people? While wandering the Deadfire countryside, you stumble upon a site used frequently for ritual cremations. Beside the flat expanse of earth, where a pyre might have been, sits a small crypt of beautiful baskets containing cremated remains. Dig. Dig. Take all the stuff. Lovely. It's very normal, very heroic thing to do. Don't even question it, it's fine. Discover some more water. Fragment of a fallen keep stands like a monument of ruin and a beacon for plunder. The remains of a tower lie strewn upon the ground before you. The stone structure seems to have tumbled over during an earthquake. The tower appears abandoned. Not even the corpse remains. Dig. 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 Scrolls. Dig. Flint and tinder. So useful. Potions. That's it. Scoured every inch of the tower. There is nothing left. I like that one, the Lord of the Rings one. I feel like it was underrated. It was really good. Fort Deadlight. Well, Fort Deadlight isn't far. Let's go in that direction soon. But I could swear there was a bounty around here we need to deal with. Kangati Islands. Shit. More ale? Yes, please. Okay. Ruddy Rabble. A sloop. I'm pretty sure that wants to kill us too. Now, I'm not sure if these waters are much more dangerous than whether I've just wandered into a terrible, dangerous location. But we're gonna find out. Oh, no. No. Huh, okay. Bored. I'm not bored. I gotta know this isn't the most engaging content, but it is exploring the world map, and I do appreciate that. I love that it's so big, and like in Pillars of Eternity 1, they don't have a big map like this. They need to code the whole thing from basics, and I love how it turned out. Gaping wound, my major injury. See, Yidwin, I'm hoping if you die now, it'll be fine. If not, we'll just load a save, okay?
Damn it.
Do it. Set him on fire, Alof. Come on.
Pull that off.
Look at that, it worked. Oh. Jeez, he took a bit of a beating. Dawn's Pledge. Yeah. A lot of enemies on this one, actually.
What's that? The camera.
Shirty and Seraphim are going to take him down real fast. There we go. Imagine if we had Pallegina! I could look up on the wiki where to get her, too. Only one sailor experience. Still worth it, though. And triumphs. Those are... yeah. The 80th channel gun. That's pretty good, too. Now we've got a spare cannon, and selling spare cannons is a good way to earn quite a bit of money. Also allows you to have a good side compared to the others, because 4 to 7 versus... that's 4 to 7 as well, but 4-turn reload, 3-turn reloads, this one takes longer, but the range is slightly longer. So you have longer range on it too. It's just worse, I say. So how about... you have longer range if you don't want to immediately have the option to turn and charge at the enemy if you get bored. I bet tactically it's a better decision. Triumphs. You can toggle whether they appear on the side of the ship and say, I beat up these people because we're that cool. Oh, and then you loot. That's good. Love that. Suddenly a wave skipper. It's a Voyager. Temple of Tangaloa ruins and Amiri's whisper. Yeah, these aren't like super complicated. Let's give it a go. Let's maybe check out Fort Deadlight, huh? Fort Deadlight. A light fog curls about your ankles. Breathless, whispering voices call to you from the darkness. They cry in half-uttered sentences, in moans, gurgles, screams. What few words you can make out among the chorus beg for mercy, for an end to their pain. Step into the fog. Wisps wind around your torso and cling to your skin. Their cries become shouts, and the chorus screams. The fog thickens until you see nothing but the swirling, ghostly shape. Dark forms appear in the fog. They encircle you one moment and disappear the next. Who's there? Show yourselves! In an instant, the shrieking gale ceases and shapes stutter to a halt. They linger for a moment, flickering uncertainly, and then coalesce into a greater darkness and rush towards you. Fuck. Loot, 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 loot. Pick up some spirits. Aether stepped here. Loot, 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 loot. Elf is anxious.
Quinn.
That's amazing. Well, haven't you done well? Alright, we need to kill. Shadows will be fine. This Eloise is probably going to be the most dangerous thing on the fight. Do we have a brush? No. Blind and cripple. Cripple. Honestly, you do that and you do that. I'm not going to get a knockdown on it, but worth a go. And you lot can, like, protect Vela, who's right around us, huh?
Oh? Craved a feel of feeling.
You see that, Ishi?
Okay. Custom missiles. Get close. Thin lightning bolts. Zap all enemies. Love it. You need to get all nice and close to use that lightning spell.
Yes?
Yeah, you're going down. Perfect.
Yes?
Ooh, 1 intellect.
Indeed.
Gotta find someone who doesn't already have an intellect bonus and give it to them! Unless they stack now. I don't know if they do. Pretty sure they don't, actually. Waves batter a splintered hull that doggedly refuses to sink. Whoever abandoned this may have left something behind. Let's search! And search! And search! Principi colors. Ooh. And search! Ooh. Gotta pay your crew. Ahead of you lie the ruins of an ancient complex. As you near the tumbled down stone entrance, you notice several curious drawings scrawled across the stone in a flaking brown paint. You bend down to get a better look and discover the drawings depict violent images, decapitations, dismemberings, hangings, and sundry other terrors. Well, let's go in! Light from distant torches flickers on the ruined walls. Unintelligible words float to you on a breeze that reeks of carrion and the metallic tang of blood. Temple of Tangaloa? One of the aspects of Berith, divinity of death. This place is not going to be friendly. Oh, look at all that blood. Good thing we didn't bring the vampire in here. Oh boy. Straight up didn't need much of that. That's good. Jeez, got a load of this guy. Fat bubbles thick on the surface of this pot. The rising steam smells sweetly.
Nice and quiet.
Oh, pirate Pyrite and bronzer. Angfor Strata. Hey, Angfor. I found this water-stained notebook at the bottom of my satchel, and now, having no use for it, I must record my thoughts, so I fear I will go mad in the solitary confinement of my own head. Months have passed, and still we are stranded on this cursed island. What few supplies we had with us at the time of our calamity had dwindled away to little more than dust and crumbs. When it became clear that we would be trapped in this island for some time, we began to ration our food. It was half rations at first. But as the days wore on and help became ever less a possibility and ever more a dream, we took only 1 meal a day, then 1 meal every 2 days. Fresh water at least is plentiful. It bubbles up from a crack in the stone near the ruins. No doubt it is pushed to the surface by some unforeseen force of volcanism. I would have liked to have my instruments on hand to record its rate of flow and volume, but those are long since gone, likely resting at the bottom of the sea. Our numbers shrink day by cursed day. Always now my clothes smell of rancid meat, of sweat and smoke. A jerky we made from Carl's thigh had gone off. We had thought he might survive the amputation, but he passed away in the night 2 days ago from a fever in his blood. I better learned how to cure our meat, but our blades have gone dull. We have only seawater with which to cleanse them. None have survived an amputation since Carl's tragic passing, so we no longer bother with the practice. More's the pity, I was becoming an old hand at it. Eloise was lost to us today. It pains me to write the words, though her passing comes as no surprise. She drew the shortest reed. A necklace I intended to keep, but it has gone missing since her death. I'd always thought it suited her. The stone matched the light in her eyes. I wanted to remember that light. Perhaps someone is hiding it, though I do not know why they would do me such an unkindness. I was meant to have it. She never said as much, but I know I will perform a search of the other's belongings when next I have the midnight watch. Woe betide the thief. A chill wind has found us. It blows ceaselessly across the isle, whipping our shelters into disarray and peppering our meals with sand. We take shelter in the nearby ruins, though I am loath to do it. Always that places seem to me befouled by some unfriendly spirit, for I hear whispers when the wind blows. They cry for mercy, for salvation. Another of the crew has disappeared this morning. Some suspect he tied stones to his wrists and walked himself into the sea, but they are wrong. I saw him walk while he was dreaming, with jerky movements not his own. He wandered deep into the ruins and did not return. So few of us remain. I envy them, the departed. Their souls are returned to the wheel and free to find new lives to lead. We unlucky few received no such boon, and that is what we have given them, a gift. We suffer so that they might be free. Islander says we might fashion a raft large enough to escape this place. He is mad. We belong to this isle now, as it belongs to us. Let's just have a brief moment to level up our good friend Adele. Just have a good time, just don't worry for a little bit. Yeah, that sounds good. Knock down, meal kick, knocks him prone. Prone and then disoriented. Oh, pretty good. Need anything from Rogue this time around? Can't start the bell. Let's take... I've already got constant recovery. Excellent. Wholesome, farmer's pal, not an enemy. What a good guy. We love him. Constant discipline. Let's just... Aware, intuitive. Intuitive gives crazes converted to hits. It's good. What about concentration? Can't get interrupted. Yeah, extra damage, please. Lovely. You get a weapon proficiency? My friend, let's give you large shield. Well, you don't use shields right now, do you? You got a saber with cool spine on it. Use one-handed weapons right now. Yeah, half sword. There we go. There, pal. Definitely not trying to avoid eating things. You are critically hit. Honestly, that should go on you. Because you also kind of need burn armor rating. Recoil's fingers. Dexterity is sleight of hand. Honestly, I want to put that on our intrepid scientist friend. We can open the book to talk to her again. Reflex boots, though. That's a good idea. Intellect. Also intellect. Honestly, you could use it. Boop. Extra AoE. Very useful.
I gladly accept.
Oh, of course.
Enjoy your gift. Oh, Vela, could you not read this journal? Also, don't pay attention to, like, literally anything we find here.
We had ribs last night.
How about
Ah, my ma used to do a mean fried liver.
Haunch it is, then. Livers for dessert.
Yes? Too enticed by the dialogue to just unleash the fireball fury, which would have made a lot more sense, huh? It's probably more appropriate. Okay. Oh. Well, we separated him out. Let's fucking get him. Yeah. So that was fast, right? Now, the question, do you think the others heard us? Maybe. I go so far to say is they probably should have, and it's weird that they didn't.
Quiet time.
Because remember, my and Slam Shadows, they use guns. Loud guns.
No money.
Very loud guns.
That never happens.
Ogre pirate? Wow, alright.
At your service.
Would you, Aloth, my friend, activate your things to get extra damage? Knockdown, excellent choice. Actually, want you to use your charge ability. Somehow you're stuck inside.
How may I help?
Yeah, stay back, Vela.
You see that, Ishi?
She crits for so much. It's incredible. Oh. Forbidden flesh pie.
I shall.
Bones scored by jagged cuts and picked clean of meat and marrow lie in a disorganized heap. Oh, kith meat. Kith meat recipe. The paper is ragged-edged and stained with grease. Notes in a barely legible hand detail the prohibition of a dish from the cook's childhood called sweet tongue terrine, but substituted with meat of an unusual provenance. At the bottom, someone has scrawled, "Make for Aelina and Yun when I get home." Kyoto red-handed. Hey, buddy. You find a middle-aged dwarf tied to a post, a pile of bloody refuse scattered at his feet. His beard is a tattered mess, and his face is streaked with dirt. Despite his haggard state, he twists against his bonds when you approach.
Les Sean Neckers, you're just in time. Another moment more and I would have been dinner.
What happened here?
It's a right sorry tale, I'm afraid to say. Our ship, a beautiful ship she was too, ran aground in a storm. Waves so high we couldn't see a damn thing, you understand? Come to discover this here island's about as barren as an ancient lecher's bed. Not a scrap of nothing edible on it. And none of us were especially keen to take our turn about the wheel, so...
He trails off, unable to meet your eye.
As the months wore on and no one came looking for us, we started running low on crew and, victuals. I think what few of us were left here at the end might have gone a little nutty.
Who are you?
Jordan, red-handed of the Impostors Lament. Well, formerly of the Impostors Lament.
He laughs a little too loudly.
Something of a lifelong deckhand I am. Picked up cooking in the last few months, too. Meat's my speciality, on account of the, well, you know, the business here, with the cannibalism.
Okay. Well, that's on time.
My wrists thank you mightily.
He takes a moment to flex and bend his hands, working the circulation back into them. His lips twist into a grimace when he runs his fingers over the deep bruises the ropes left.
Say, you got a ship? Couldn't get here without one, right? You by chance have any spots open for an old dwarf like me? I might not look it, but I'm a deft hand with the rigging. Can even cook some.
Absolutely not. We're gonna leave.
Consider it done.
No, we're not inviting the cannibal deckhand onto our ship. Some of the bones in this pile are cracked and bleached with age. Horrible. Simply horrible. Yeah. Island name. Well, Vela didn't die here, so we're not naming it Vela's Fall. The Island of Forbidden Tasties. The Island of Eat Me is a euphemism. Cannib Island? That's much better. Why didn't I just do that? Solitary rice farm. Absolutely, I'd like all of this, please. You can have some junk you'll never need. Oh, fine. I'll give you a fine hatchet as well as a fine mace. Yeah, thank you. Actually, to be honest, selling this stuff is pretty good for me because then I, like, can pay my crew. Should literally be selling nearly everything I pick up. Plus, I want to buy a new ship at some point, right? To buy a new ship, you gotta have the money. If I just turn up at a rice farm and like, hey, can you retrain everyone? So we grow fresh rice. What do we expect? Yeah, okay, yeah, we can do that. Thank you. Forbidden flesh. Kiss me. What are we gonna do? Just like wave it at our fan player? Hey, you want any of this? No. You sure? Yes. Okay. Just thought I'd check. Maybe you're hungry. Hey, comrade. The pillars, eternal. Absolutely. Larfsea, you charming little comrade. Stop being so attractive and handsome. How dare you? Mwah. Hey, my last Palahade nut. Quick, do you have any Palahade nuts? I'm running low. Intimidate. Hey, give me all your stuff. No. Alright, fine. Don't then. Okay, that's enough ship management for now, I'd say. Okay. Significantly challenged for you to complete it this time. I don't know, I think we're pretty tough, right? We should give it a go. How bad can the Steel Preacher be anyway? Ridiculous. We can handle him, don't worry about him. Hey buddy.
Looks like trouble.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Alright. Hey, Aleph, just do the thing, okay? Let's give it a go.
This is futile!
Oh no. Okay, pull up some tentacles, my dude.
Hey there.
Hey there. Yeah, alright.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Yes, Captain.
Calm down, buddy. You'll be fine. Okay, now let's pull out one of our storms. Bring it. Steel Preacher, you'll be fine. We got it. So, this is supposed to be funnier than it actually is. I thought this was one of the mega bosses they introduced during the last patch. And it is not. It's just a very hard bounty. So I expected this to be far worse, and it's not, and that's a little disappointing, to be honest. Paralyze. Alright, Paralyze worked. Cool, go us. Strong and insightful. Get him.
Need something stronger.
Speak your mind.
Dexterity afflictions, no. Let greater mirror. No, you need to move for that. Zap!
That looks like it hurt. Right here.
Exploit some grubs. Oh boy. Pierce, burn, and shock. Decrease deflection and reflex. You can take him down. Come on, we're good. Valorous Echoes, are you already on a good friend Adair?
Might as well be hitting the water. You were saying?
No resources left for those guys.
You were saying?
Yeah, welcome home. Back in a sec, everybody.
Can't make a dent.
I wasn't noticed either. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Not for it. Wow, let's get him. Do we need to be sad at the game if we can beat a much, much, much more difficult thing than intended? Oh no, put Maya in. Quick, run back.
For the wrong and doing.
Yes?
Lava is completely out of spells and you can't overcharge anymore. Use the thing that deals extra damage but hurts you.
This is futile!
Look, you don't need it there. It's gonna be okay, I assure you.
I'll teach you a lesson.
Paralyze.
Can't make a dent.
Yours to command, Captain.
Only one invocation.
Yeah?
Keep hobbling. Come on. The paralyze went off. Oh my god. That was not supposed to happen. I mean, Maya crits for a lot. Fantastic. It's crackling bolt, reflect incoming electricity, melee weapon crit steal. Okay, well, fantastic.
Something I can do.
You deal melee weapon crits. That's kind of your thing, man. Enjoy your new hands. Okay.
Some I trust you.
You shouldn't. Well, look at that. I guess I'm just the best at this game. Kidding. No, seriously, I thought it was a mega boss, and Leah would have walked in and gone stomp, stomp, and then we'd die. It would have been very funny. Oh. High off that victory. Let's go over to Fort Deadlight. In just a moment. Blighted Bog. Rope and grappling hook. And that's all, okay. Hey, Golem Kick. Welcome. charge money for everything. Hey, Fort Deadlight, what's going on? Through the distant haze of sea mist and rocky shadows, Fort Deadlight rises over the horizon. Approaching a pirate stronghold is a risky venture even for the most skilled of mariners. Any ship not flying a Principi flag sighted in Deadlight shallows may be raided. Row to the shores on a skiff under cover of night. Waves slap at the sides of your skiff, are the only sounds aside from the occasional grunt of exertion as you stealthily row to the island's shore into the shroud of darkness. You stow your skiff in the shadow of towering walls and creep forward in search of a way into the fort. We needed Seraphim for this. I didn't put Seraphim in our party. That was a bad thing. Look at that tiny, beautiful, furry bastard. We just left him on the ship. How could we do that? Prepare yourself for loading screens, friends. I need to get it. Yeah. Locate bandwidth. Yeah. Could we not, say, leave Vela here? Welb. So let's try this again. Which, yeah, okay. There we go, yeah. Welb? Oh, shit, there's more than that. Abaddon's iron scrote, Cap. Them guns were bigger than I remember. Seraphim looks up at the fortress from the deck and inhales through his teeth. I can be vouchsafing you with the guards if you begin to talk without being blasted to bits thrice over. Otherwise, I recommend the sneakiest approach you got. Well, we've got a Principi flag. We've got several. Let's do that. With the Principi flag flapping wildly from your mast, you smoothly sail into port and moor us up at the dock. The docks are crawling with sailors of all ages and races, many of them wearing mismatched, battle-torn outfits, guns strapped to their thighs and chests. They load and unload cargo holds, arms brawny and grinning faces, sun-blistered as they laugh and curse and shout and hack phlegm onto the splintered boards of the dock. From the bustle, the Principi guards emerge to hail your arrival. Satisfied with appearances, they nod you on, and you make your way up to the fort's main gate. Well, that's easy. Let's just do that. He said he'd let us through the guards. So we did.
Casual, Cap. No more casual.
Alright, how casual is this? Yoink. Snake Eyes Conwyn.
How might I help you out of a bit of money, Squab? Care to join our fun? Or is it swilling information you're chasing?
The pirate looks you over, eyeing the make of you. A sly smile curves at his mouth as he tosses a pair of dice over to rattle over the cobblestone ground. Not so much as a glance at the settling dice, he calls out their numbers. He's cheating! I'm looking for Captain Benwith?
I ain't my captain's keeper. And I know better than to ask what business you've got with Brutal Ben.
He jerks his head once to the right.
You might check the court for him. If he ain't target practicing, he's tickling the harpsichord or taking his swill. 2 out of the 3 can be done there.
Well, like that is tickling the harpsichord. Hello, having a good time tonight? Just let me touch those ivories for me, buddy. Oh, lovely whalebone corset you got there. Let me see how the harpsichord's treating them. Get my fingers on those keys is what I'm saying. What?
But if you see him, don't fucking tell him I sent you.
He rolls a spare die over the tops of his fingers, making it appear and disappear with fluid flicks of his hand. Goodbye. Yeah, we're not going to play dice with it. Cheat. Neglected dog. Hati. Might and bonus to reflex. Hey, dog. Join the crew, my friend.
I got it.
Hello.
It was their first hanging. Had the rope too long, so we cut the tosser's head right off.
Streaks of blood coat the hemp of this noose.
Ain't even possible, that.
It is. I'm telling you, I saw it.
Ugh. Pirates. Oh, someone just leveled up from that. God, you got a weird range of skills, Seraphim. Yeah, you can intimidate better. And you're gonna be a sneaky bastard. All attacks made against near-death enemies convert some hits to crits, and those crits deal additional damage. Oh, just blow the man down then. On kill, 20% action speed. Oh, that's pretty good. Melee damage bonus to the barbarian is in 2 or more enemies. The barbarian requires an additional. Alright, that's fantastic. Put you in there. Put you in the middle things, you can deal more damage. Also, you need a 2-hand weapon. Just in case it comes up, I'm going to give you Rending Smash. Who needs accuracy, huh? These gibbets splattered with seagull droppings. No, not Ned. Apologies, sir. Honestly, you're just as much a man.
What'll it be, Swabby?
Show me what you have for sale.
Right away.
Not any nuts. Oh, no nuts today, I'm afraid. The blood price. Got anything a little less nutty? Oh, no. I got some nuts. I'll take them. Oh, you'd like to buy them? I will take them. Alright, then. Thanks for not being too vicious about it. It's a noun and a verb. No, not Nedvember. Hello, Ankrit.
Can't say I recognise your fishy mug. Which means you ought not to be up here.
Like you're so hot. The busted, bloodied lips split a cocksure grin. The bruised-knuckled hand, she blows you a kiss.
Your ma thought me plenty spicy last night.
You get in a fight recently?
Had a spot of trouble at the forge. It's sorted now, though.
Her eyes brighten as she rasps a rough laugh.
Don't be worrying about my kisser.
I'm only worrying about how long it'll take me to see that kisser a bit closer.
Enough prattling. For now, only Benwick's personal crewmates are permitted into Deadlight's Heights. You ain't one.
How do I become one?
So swim off.
Alright, no need to be so rude.
It's not that I don't trust you. But seeing as I don't trust you half so far as I can throw you, I'll be escorting you down.
Quick, Vela, sneak through the door. She hasn't spotted you. Alright.
More of those, they're gonna start to think we're up to something.
Okay, clearly we can't get seen.
Of course.
Let's see if we can find Ben with another way, huh?
Ahoy, Captain. I've got to come clean about something. And that'll be as good a time as not.
Now's a good time? Really? Actually, instead, you know what I like more? Certainly can't object to a cleaner Seraphim.
Much as I hate Benwith, the main reason I signed up with you were to get here. To get a chance to look for a man named Romaro.
A quest, huh? Another X?
Nay, Captain, but I like where your head be.
Oh, God, you're sexy.
Now, that'd be a longer story than we've got time for. Quick of it be that Romaro's in trouble. The Principe have sent a ship hunter after him, and I've got a need and a half to find him first.
Alright.
I didn't see his ship, so probably not. But mayhaps we could keep a weather eye open for clues to his whereabouts.
Why didn't you tell me about Romaro before? Seraphim's head falls and he scratches the scar on the side of his nose.
Apologies, Captain, for not being more forthcoming. Romaro be like family to me, and I didn't know you from a bilge pump. Actually, I've known a bilge pump or two.
Aloth and Maya likes that. You've got nothing to apologize for. Family's important. We'll find Romaro together.
Thanks, Captain. Appreciate it.
He beams, clasping a closed fist to his breast. How much did he like that? Slam? Seraphim liked that a lot. See? Very good indeed. Good friends with them now. Maya likes us too, that's interesting. Last I heard, Atelius was still...
Sure.
Skadwin, hey. You're tied up.
Think this'll break me? Ha! It won't.
Good lord.
Spit on me, and I'll make you regret it. One day, surely.
No. Why are you being punished?
Those hagfish. Benweth's crew lashed me up to be, and I quote, a deterrent to insubordination. It's shark shit. All I did was filch one of their horns and blast it to startle Ungwith. I wanted to see her get all worked up.
Benweth's crew uses horn blasts for an alarm?
Well, sure. But shouldn't you know this, on account of you being a captain?
She tilts her head back, gazing suspiciously at you from beneath her lashes. Of course, I'm a pirate, matey. He used to sail for Ferrante. He runs things differently.
That he does, the master rogue. You should have come to us sooner. We're accepting of even old bloods if they're wanting to run fresh.
I'll cut you loose.
Not that I ain't grateful, but if Ben's crew spots me about, they'll be taking more than my pride next.
Good point. Wait here.
Like I could go anywhere.
See ya. Bet you could spit in her face and then free her and she will stab you. That's pretty funny. Oh, fancy fish.
Winds will be changing soon enough. Benwith can't resist throwing another bash for long.
Look at him now. He groans, too weak to lift his head. Oh, he is definitely naked.
I can't wait to make some new friends.
Vela, you really need to stay on the ship. Where lies your course? Brute, pirate, buccaneer. Fort Deadlight. Lovely place. Very friendly.
I got this. Forge ain't far from here. Right up them stairs. Got a particular smell it does.
Benwith's crew only. Mix of exotic spirits fill the cups on this table.
Come. We've plenty to share.
Hey.
Whoa there. Watch your step. The stones are a mite slippery.
The pirate stumbles when he turns, slapping a palm onto the table to steady himself. In the process, he knocks the tankard to the ground, spilling a frothy beverage.
Here's to ourselves. May the gods grant us more gold and luck than we can imagine.
He raises his mug high overhead. Is this a celebratory drink?
You bet. Our bosun just brought a treasure map. We're saluting to our future prosperity, we are.
Actually, isn't it boatswain?
We'll be making a proper raucous if Ungwith the Crag-Hearted wasn't such an accursed downer.
What's got Ungwith the Crag-Hearted all twisted up?
She loathes any type of disorder, especially that of the loud variety. We get too wild and you watch, she'll be stomping down here to yell at us.
I know, comrade. I'm just hoping to start a fight with Ruddy Fair. Yeah, Luxie, I know. 20 Pie says I can drink you over the table.
You can pay to try. Drink up, and we'll see who's left standing.
Adair, please take over for me. I'm scared. Mum, come pick me up.
Let's get swilling. First up's a round of Adair and mead.
One of the more sober pirates pours 2 pints of the thick, sweet brew. Well, let's sleight of hand it.
Not a bad start, not at all.
He nods to you respectfully before guzzling down his own pint.
Next round's grog, not just any grog, mind you. This batch is fermented with gunpowder.
Let's try and do this again.
Not many can handle a whole pint of gunpowder grog.
He lifts his brows, both surprised and impressed, and then he struggles through his own drink before offering you a snide, wet-looking grin.
Nah, the best for last. We'll be having us a bit of hangman's blood. If this doesn't knock you on your backside, nothing will, I fear.
What's hangman's blood made out of?
You mean the way our crew makes it? A bit of this and a pinch of that, all mixed in a hogshead of pickled corpse fruit.
Oh, God.
Well, it's been known to kill a man, or at least his breath.
Let's pretend to drink from another empty tankard, see if we can pull it off. At first, the pirate merely stares. Then he nervously licks his lips, and with trembling fingers, reaches for his own pint of the corrosive concoction.
Flay me for crow's bait, should I ever turn craven.
In a surge of courage, the drunkard gulps down his own pipe. His chest heaves as he clinks the cup's bottom, and a cocky grin begins a slow sweep of his lips. But his smile freezes halfway, caught in a pained twist as he slowly begins to tilt backwards. He topples to the ground, out cold. There he blows, spewing chunks and chumming the waters. Boom!
Or Crag-Heart will be down here again.
Andra drown those no-good drunkards and their raucous louting.
Oh,
For
yeah?
the last time, pipe
Every
down,
time's
the
iron
lot of you.
scroat cap.
Flog off,
You've been
we
a
ain't
right
hurting
hard
nothing.
bastard. Before after
I
all.
ought to throw you in irons.
Think I can't?
What if we sneakily steal all sorts of stuff and then break into the forge? Now, there were people that would have spotted us, so there's probably a good thing we did not continue to walk in that direction, even though there's probably loot. Now, I also recognize that you can, while you're here, just start a fight and kill literally everyone.
Before I go introducing you to Siri, I should mention something.
There's always a complication.
Aye. See you getting savvy to Andra's salty laws. I might have said things to Siri when I last dropped anchor at Deadlight. Just lovers' words, savvy. But I can't say I rightly lived up to them. I ain't saying there's a problem, just a possible wrinkle in the old charts.
Seraphim, just be honest with your partners. You still get to burn down, I promise. A pirate misleading someone to plunder their booty? Shocking.
You ain't sailing with bare poles, Cap.
Chuckles. My pole is bare if you catch me at the right time of the week.
All I'm saying is, you see her go for a pistol, you best step away from me.
Thank you. Oh, Lamond.
Watch and learn.
Egg. This door is barred from the other side. I don't know if we're allowed to walk over here. If we get spotted...
Production's too slow. At this rate, we'll never get out of here. Not till LD's comes back. Hey, scamper off you. We ain't taking orders.
Sorry.
Plus, if your armor's dented, you'd be better served throwing it against some rocks. For the record, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Why are you manning the forge if you're not a trained smithy?
Me and Brutal Ben had a bit of a disagreement. He tossed most of my crew into the brig. Myself and my first mate got the mercy of serving an extended stint in this forge.
Oh.
If you were one of us, you'd have heard that by now. Gossip flows like water through these parts. Tell me then, stranger, who are you?
I'm a watcher from the Deerwood.
I know you. Benwith attacked your ship right in the eye of the typhoon.
Damn it.
He's been crowing about it enough since. Black Seas. But I hate Benwith.
What's the problem between you and Benwith?
Me and Benny were real good mates in the Navy. But then he went and got too big for his britches. Playing second fiddle to Aldi's.
Okay.
I might have had too much to drink one night. That might have led to things being said and done I now regret. One of these days, he's gonna rue that brutal streak of his.
You planning to get back at Benwith?
The thought has crossed my mind, but it ain't just me I've got to worry about. Ben's like my crew in the brig.
Huh.
I can't risk lashing out until I know they're safe. If you were to free them without creating much fuss, I could show you a secret route into Captain Aldi's quarters, where Benwith's staying.
Sounds good to me. Lamont spits into his palm and rubs his fingers together, forming a sooty paste. You sure your crew's still alive?
They better fucking be. No matter how pissed he is with a single captain. Killing an entire crew would rub Aldi's the wrong way. And he doesn't want to be on our bad side. Ben's locked him in the brig, down in the dungeons. Bail him out without making a bloody mess of it. Or it'll be my throat that gets slit.
We'll give this a go.
I don't know if these are any good, seeing as I forged them. But here's a few lockpicks to help you out. If that fails, the keys ought to be on the jailer or by her post. A room between the brig and the dog kennels.
We got decent mechanics. We can make this work. Where in the dungeons is the brig?
The brig's got our best cells, you know. That's where we keep the ransom prisoners, the ones who ain't supposed to die. Finding them ain't hard. First, take these stairs in the back down to the dungeons.
That's good.
Then cross the bridge to the storage room, then head south. You'll find the brig cells on the southeast side.
I'm glad that we don't have to try and get past the guards at the front again.
Keep an eye out for guards. The dungeons are barred to all but Benwith's crew currently.
I'm not allowed to kill them, am I?
You can use this to cut through the storage room. Just don't let anyone find out I gave it to you.
Sure, Lamont. Farewell. He scratches the side of his neck with soot-smeared fingers. Right.
Something I can do? Sure.
We can just take these, I don't give a shit. Cool, hell yeah. Yoink.
Right.
Coals crackle in this funnel. Locked. Steel. To dungeons! Yeah, bloody mess. That's what he wants to avoid. So no, we won't kill everyone. Jeez. Also, we definitely brought Maya, who has a very large arquebus that goes BLAM! So...
Oh, it's foot.
Maybe everyone dies. Dog. Just checking to see if anyone has a weapon upgrade. No, but those are good. Yeah, that's right. Oh, should have given you a sword, huh? Oh. No, everyone's equipped with pretty good stuff. Fine pistol, regular pistol. Change a pistol for a blunderbuss, but doesn't appear to be.
Aye.
Don't think that'd be quite right for our good friend Slam. Maybe we'll give Slam 2 blunderbusses in future. That'll be funny. Okay. Be extra sneaky. Voices echo from below. Seraphim, you're our sneakiest boy. This sign reads, storage. Okay, there are no enemies up here. Let's go in this direction.
Anything this closely guarded must lead to something important.
Ooh. One stiletto, a cinder bomb. From a hole in the stone wall, a chain mechanism attaches to lock this gate. This sign reads, gunpowders. Salt. Okay.
Delight's powder be north of here. The brig be to the south.
Continue being sneaky. Free shield. The sign reads gunpowders. Oh. Back you go. You have no need to blow everything up. Yet.
Brig be just past here, Cap. Hope you got your headset straight about this.
Yep. Do.
My fingers be swapped in sparkling, Cap.
My fingers be swapped and sparkling, Cap.
I don't be supposing we kid swapped in sparkling, Cap.
Hello, Swabby. You ain't one of Benny's. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Just into the grimy straw and shit-strewn cell about him.
You see, Brutal Ben's locked me and my mates down here to torment our noble Captain Lamont. They had what you might call a disagreement.
I pressed that button primarily just so I could do the Bojack impression. What are you doing here? God, that was such a fucking good show.
The captain's a good man to have at your back. Especially for anyone who's fallen into Benweth's sights.
Sad horse cartoon makes me laugh.
Seeing as you've let us out of the brig, I'd say we owe you. So you ought to speak with our captain in the forge. It's up the stairs on the western end.
Yeah, here's the thing. I already knew that.
Be quiet and follow me, mates.
Okay, they are very naked. Very naked pirates. Alright, Seraphim, what do you think? Can we sneak our way past without getting caught? Quick save. Oh shit. No, we can't. Yes, we can! Shit. Whoop. Oh, fuck. Whoop. Fuck me. Whoop. Stop it. Doing this in fast mode is a terrible idea. We're gonna keep doing it in fast mode. Do 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 do. Yoink! Presumable corpse? That one? I did. I looted it. It's got nothing special on it. Okay, there we go. God, it's nice having someone with a decent stealth skill for once. Fuck. I can't believe that worked. Can we just go behind you? Is that going to be alright? Oh, fuck. Nope. Alright, maybe over here. Come on, Servant. Yes! I are the greatest! Right, good job, Seraphin. That's not a problem. It's grayed out because I have looted it. It had, I think, a couple of tires or a weapon on it. I don't remember. Alright, that was good. Hey, Lamont. You dudes? They're fine. Oh, I want to investigate. What is over there?
Ahoy. One of my eyes be open.
Run.
One of my eyes be open.
You'll notice that the quest is called Blow the Men Down, because one of the solutions is, in fact, to literally blow everything up. Go to the gunpowder store, blow it up. Problem solved. Don't need to worry about Fort Deadlight anymore. Huzzah!
I got this.
That's fun. But no. Seraphim told us not to. And this Lamont guy, he goes, no bloody mess. Don't literally blow up everyone. Perhaps maybe it's an old CRPG in me, but if we take over Fort Deadlight appropriately, maybe we can hang out there. Hey, they're dressed again. Good job.
Be that you? Still alive and kicking, I see.
Yes.
You've done right by me, freeing my crew. So I'll divvy up what I promised.
I just want to kill Benwith and then leave, so like no one knows I was here. I will free that lady, though. Free all the prisoners if I could. I guess we saw the other prisoners in the break and they're not there.
Door's open, but there's something you ought to consider before you go.
What do you mean?
Sure, you could traipse right up there into Aldi's quarters to gut. Meanwhile, me and my crew will be stealing Ben's ship, the Drake. And in doing it, we're gonna bait him into storming outside, all alone.
I actually skipped a bit there. You can traipse right up there into ALD's quarters to get gut Benwith, but he'll be heavily guarded. Meanwhile, me and my crew will be stealing Ben's ship, Drake. And in doing it, we're gonna bait him into storming outside, all alone. It would be considerably easier to kill him if I caught him on his own.
Easier, aye, but I wouldn't underestimate the captain. He didn't get the name Brutal Ben for being a piss-poor fighter. Benny docks the Drake in a hidden berth beneath the fort.
Here's the thing. I nearly killed him the first time we met him.
Kill the guards there for us. Aye, that's why I want your help.
Kill? Yes, please.
After you've cleared the docks, take the western tower to the fort's ramparts and sound the boating bell. 3 rings. Me and my mates will sail out with the Drake.
All right.
3 bell tolls alerts the fort to a ship leaving the private docks. With Aldi's gone to sea, that leaves just Ben's Drake docked. Ben's sure to storm the ramparts in a rage. Right in time to watch his pride be stolen.
I'm in.
Knew I could count on you. I can't wait until Ben gets his.
You said the private docks were beneath the fort?
Aye. Under the dungeons, there's a cave with a wharf. The quickest route's just ahead, beyond that door.
Bye.
Entrance to the docks is nearest the kitchens. Some of Benny's crew are sure to be guarding the Drake, so you need to gut them if I'm to steal his ship.
Farewell. Why, I would love to. More things to loot, thank you. I love weapons and
This
armor.
calls for a subtle touch. Consider it. Keep it down. I see where you're going with that.
Okay, that wasn't right. We didn't want to do that. Never mind. The quest didn't update after we did it, so I think we're okay. No one saw us. Oop, no. I do like the solution. Open the door. Oh shit! Shut the door. They're fine. Cookie,
Do I
hi.
hear a mouse scritching, scratching?
A portly woman startles at your approach. As she downswings her meat cleaver, she nearly catches her fingers. Glaring, she more carefully resumes hacking at what it looks to be a slab of ribs.
Who are you? And what are you doing here?
Hi, Cookie.
Only Benwith's crew has access to my kitchens. Not that I care, really.
I know.
Speak up so I can hear you.
You don't care that I'm trespassing?
Think I want to tattle on you? What do I care if you're looking to hang yourself? Sneak around enough where you ain't supposed to, Benwith will catch you. Carve you into chunks for my stew.
She cracks a meat cleaver on the counter. Not a good joke, Cookie. Not with where we've been recently. I'm looking... Farewell. We know where Benwith is.
I got this.
Like, it doesn't matter. Thanks for all of your food, by the way. I'm going to feed them to my crew. They're not pirates, but they will be. scents of cooking meat and strong spices waft from this simmering stew.
Leave it to me.
Behind the kitchen. To the underground docks. Jeez, that's easy. Good thing we're not blowing up. Honestly, it's a good thing we're not blowing up Fort Deadlight. It's so big and there's a lot of stuff to investigate. I don't want to lose all that right away. How many cool things are just waiting for us? Ah, jeez, we spent so long in here we lost a day. Paying our... Oh, thank you. Oh, a free pistol. Paying our crew just to hang out on a boat while they wonder if their captain is dead. Okay, so these guys we're going to kill, but we're also not going to stand next to explosive barrels. Halt, you aren't supposed to be down here. Please do what you do best. Ooh. Maya? No. 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 Whisper of treason, the rogue.
See that, Ishi?
Come on, Slam. Oh, it didn't work. Damn it. Hey! See that? He teleported to attack Vela. That's not cool. She is a child. What is wrong with you? Now, don't look at me just because I brought a child into a pirate enclave. Vela, you stay safe, okay?
What for, Cap?
It's not my fault. I'm innocent. She's only my stolen child that I keep legitimately and directly putting into danger. Not legitimately, intentionally putting into danger. Think? Well, the guards are dead. The cargo hold lies empty. Now I believe we can go up to the western ramparts and ring a bell. Ring-a-ding-ding. Hey, boss. Hey, kid. The boss likes what you're doing here. Here, take this. This is a carrot.
This is going to be loud, isn't it?
My friend. Yes.
Who's rung the bell and why? It better not be. What in the blackest hell? Stop! Stop! That's my ultra fucking ship!
What, compared to your regular one?
Perish those goddamn swivers. I'll blast them from the sea.
Benny! Oh, Benny boy. I have a thing for you. Just hold on. Adair, would you... Stealth, and then do your best, please? Actually, hold on. Let's see if we can just... You cannot pickpocket. Alright, well, he sees us. Anyway, Adair, would you do the honors, please? And backstab. Ooh. Only 54 points of damage immediately. Very good indeed. Interrupt. We don't actually need an interrupt right now. Put a wound on him, please. This is really good. You get crippling strike on him, and then mind blades from Slam, just for a small amount of damage. But it does crippling strike, deals a lot, including burn, and then Maya just shoots him. Bam. Also, you gain reputation with the pirates for killing him. Quest complete. Fine saber, exceptional pistol, and a miscreant's leathers. Oh, lovely. Thank you. Hey Slam, you're just wearing the projectile leather armor, and that's cool, but you know what would be cooler? Stylin', baby. Also, add lucky just by adding a bit of gold and some ingredients we already have. 5% chance to ignore attack. That's pretty good. Let's just do it. There you go. First enchantment we've thrown on him as well. Chest guard, crit damage, or disengagement flanking. We don't need either of those. First enchantment, glad to do it. And we also picked up a new pistol for you as well. Exceptional pistol. So, hup. Here you are. Look at that. Slam, you're moving up in the world. Congrats. No, don't need to change any of those. Well, wasn't that worth it? That's my ship I use for fucking the goddess of the sea. Well. We've just saved. It's just a little bit before 10 o'clock, but let's finish there, my friends. What a victory to lead out on. Plus, it allows us to load back in on Fort Deadlight, and I can say, hey, everyone, last week, we took someone's Andra fucking ship, and then we shot him in the head, and it was very funny. Maya just crit him directly in the forehead. Actually, Maya didn't crit, but still highly enjoyable. So, thank you very much for joining me this Monday night for our Pillars of Eternity 2 adventure. God, it was good fun. I'm really glad you joined us. And I'm hoping we'll see you again on Wednesday night for our next game. Okay? Now, I'm going to lead you over to Kay Talate, who's playing Hollow Knight, an excellent roguelike. Actually is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. And otherwise, I hope I'll see you again soon. And wish you a very good night. And I'll tell you to tell the people that you love them very much, because it's an important gift you can give them. The gift of you, the gift of your presence. And each and every one of you have that deep inside you, okay? Is Hollow Knight a roguelike? I thought it was. Shit. Wait, no, Hollow Knight? No, I'm afraid not. It's a Metroidvania. That's more like it. Oh boy. Okay, when we're ready, I'm clicking the button. Ding.